at Corporalee's Bakery and Deli in Norristown, Audubon, and Limerick. Want to join the Corporalee's family? Apply today at corporaleesbakery.com.
When the water or wastewater pump system in your building goes down, count on Pumpman Philly to put the go back in your flow. Managers for Philly's municipal, commercial, and industrial facilities count on the experts at Pumpman Philly for troubleshooting, emergency repair, maintenance, and pump system replacements. You can't always predict pump failures, but you can be prepared for them if you save Pumpman Philly's number in your phone right now. 833-559-PUMP. That's 833-559-PUMP. Or online at pumpmanphilly.com.
Hi, it's Anthony Gargano. Outside, the temperature's soaring. Sidewalks blazing. Perspiration pouring. But here in your new kitchen, life's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's the summer price chill at Colonial Marble and Granite. Dialed down deals on the region's most extensive selection of naturally cool stone surfaces. Ask about our 20% off kitchen countertop special on marble, granite, and quartz, starting at $1,999. Colonial Marble and Granite, the cornerstone of your beautiful home. Sale ends August 14th. Make sure you're there. Restrictions apply. See website for details.
Forget the needle in a haystack. Your website is a grain of sand in the middle of the desert. How do you make sure your potential customers find it? With help from Beasley Digital Philadelphia. For as little as $499 per month, we can help improve your Google rankings, attract new customers, or even build you a completely new site. For a free consultation, visit buildmeabettersite.com. That's buildmeabettersite.com. Buildmeabettersite.com is a small business resource of Beasley Digital Philadelphia and this station.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz? Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Go Cuz. How you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Ray rocked the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
And a good Friday morning, Philadelphia. I'm Andrew Salchunas. Anthony will be on today. We're dealing with some technical difficulties right now, so Ray's going to try to figure that out because naturally this computer in the studio doesn't work. We're having duo authentication issues, ladies and gentlemen. We got to do duo and nothing works. So try that back studio there, Ray. I have access one on the board here, so we're trying to figure things out as we go along. It's the beauty of radio. Welcome behind the curtain. So for the next 9 minutes, Ray's going to be trying to figure out how to connect with Anthony. You know, this is something we do every single week, and usually it always works, but some days it doesn't. And that's the beauty of technology. So good morning, everybody. It's a weird way to start the show. Good win for the Phillies yesterday. They take 3 of 4 over the Nats. Aaron Nola, I got to give him credit, man. That early struggles, it seemed like. All of a sudden, there's 2 guys on base, and he gets out of it. Then there's 2 guys on base in the 4th inning after that Weston Wilson error, and he gets out of it, man. So I got to give Aaron Nola a lot of credit because I'm not going to lie. I was ready to be disappointed, right? Like, I was watching that game going, oh, man, is he really going to come up small after the big Lorenzen no-hitter the night before? Is he going to struggle? And he doesn't. So I give him a lot of credit. He pitches well. I know the Nats took the lead because there was a run on base because of the error, and it was charged to Nola. But then you have the big home run from Trey Turner. Castellanos with another one yesterday. So the Phils, they're red hot right now, and this is why I always try to tell people to calm down and relax and not to panic after a series loss to the Pirates, as ugly as it was. It's baseball. It's a long season, and you're going to get hot, and they're hot right now. You have a lot of bats hot right now, and the beauty is, I can't see you, Ray. The beauty is this team has the bats. This team has the names. This team has the back of the baseball card, right? Which is something that we've talked about a lot, that the back of the baseball card, eventually it's going to come into form for the Phillies. And did I think Trey Turner was going to all of a sudden hit 300 this season? No, of course not. That statistically is not possible unless the guy didn't make it out the rest of the season. But the guys that are getting paid the big money, they're starting to step up. And you saw already that Nick Castellanos is stepping up. Trey Turner is stepping up. JT Realmuto hit the home run yesterday. So you hope that JT is going to come through a little bit here, because as you look at it, these guys need to step up. And that's what Dave Dombrowski said. Dombrowski said that they needed to step up because what they were doing was, all right, We got him? Sounds like it. All right, let me see. Let's see. Ant, are you there? You need to take it off in the back studio, so we'll get to Ant in a second. But yeah, when you look at the way the trade deadline unfolded, Dave Dombrowski said he has 5 high-priced players that need to step up. Rob Thompson made those comments a couple of weeks before the trade deadline, and you're starting to see these guys step up, and I think we got Anthony. Hello, Ant.
Hello, buddy.
Oh, it's good to hear you.
Yeah, it's good.
If you could turn yourself up on your system, that would be lovely.
Of course.
Oh, now you're hot.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. We're good. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to live radio.
Yes. Well, we got the fever. Last night, it's funny, this whole week, it gives us the fever, right? Because I don't know about you, yesterday, like you were at the game, the no-hitter was amazing. The buzz lasted all day, and then people were just talking Phillies. Like, so last night, it was late, and my Anthony wanted a pizza, all right? So
how many this week?
Oh, God. I think he probably did 3.
That's awesome.
Right. It's not even Friday. You're supposed to be like pizza day. No more. Right. But anyway, he was like, he's like, we didn't eat dinner last night. And he's like, well, I want a pizza. Anyway, long story short, I go to the pizza place at 9:45. And it's the game's over, right? Like they're just, they're going to win because they explode late. And they're listening to the Phillies game at the pizza shop, the Mi Familia. And I go, Fightins. And, yeah, this is it. World Series again. And there was like 4 people in the shop, right? Like making the pizzas and stuff. And they were all like Phillied up, man. And that's the greatest thing. I can only imagine from here on out, it's like must-see TV, right? Like every game is must-watch. Like I think people have the fever. Would you agree?
Especially now that guys are starting to get out of it, right? Like Castellanos is out of his post-All-Star break slump. Trey Turner is out of his season-long slump. Knock on wood.
Dude, that's another big home run last night.
Yeah, and the swing looked good.
You're down early.
The swing looked good, man. Like that was a nice, smooth swing for him. And, he got on top of the baseball and it went out. And so you're starting to look at these guys who you were excited for coming into the season or last season in Castellanos' case, and they're really putting bat on ball. And, you hope Bryce Harper's all righty to leave the game yesterday with the back spasms, but he's starting to swing the bat pretty well. He's actually been swinging the bat well all season. It's just the power hasn't been there. But
it's really it's funny. The power, he's been crushing the ball, but he just hasn't gotten lift. Right? It's not like the balls are dying, like he's hitting weekly. He just hasn't been getting the lift. But I'm with you. They're starting to hit. Like to me, the Turner home run last night, right? It's the 6th inning. The game's a little shaky, right? I didn't have that shaky feel to it.
Yeah, because Nola's, he pitched well. He got out of a couple jams. And you go, oh, man, is the offense really not going to come through here the night after the no-hitter?
Right. Now, we talked about no-hit hangover. Because that's something that happens, the no-hit hangover. And I thought that Turner home run, it just gives you breathing room, and then Castellanos goes yard, and then JT, and it's like, look at that. Like all of a sudden, the bats come alive, matter of time, and now you get another, you get the Twins, you get another team that you should beat.
Yeah, and when it comes to the fever, right, look, I'm not comparing this team to them because they have not played to that level. The 2011 Phillies were the best team I ever saw in my life. They won 102 games.
Right.
But you knew every night, man, I want to watch this team because somebody's going to come through, right? Whether it was Peace or Utley or J-Roll or Ibanez or Chooch. It didn't matter. You expected somebody to come through, Polanco, right? Whereas now that these guys are starting to hit the ball, hopefully it can get to that point where you go, I got to watch every single night because I don't want to miss Turner's big night. I don't want to miss Schwarber's big night, Castellanos, Harper, JT, because they have a lot of guys. They have a lot of big names like that 11 team did, and hopefully they can start playing like that team did, where every single night it's must-watch TV, and that's what 11 was. 2011, you did not want to miss a game.
Dude,
you win 102 of them. You don't want to miss any of them.
Dude, that's right. And I feel like it's starting to get like that again. And it just from like the pizza shop and in this whole week being in and around town, and it's just there's a like a consciousness, like a Phillies consciousness that's out there.
Well, how great was it yesterday? One of our jersey winners, the Michael Lorenzen jersey, I forget if it was our third or fourth jersey. It was a mom called in, and she said, we're very strict with bedtime. But last night, and this was 2 nights ago, but last night we wanted him to stay up. We let him stay up. We let him watch the game, and he just started playing baseball. And he was like 10, I think. So it's not like he was 4.
He was 8.
Okay, so he's 8 years old. He just started getting into baseball. They're strict with the bedtime, but they go, you know what? This is something special. We want to let him watch. And that takes me back. Now, I wasn't 8 during that run of 07 to 11. I was in my teenage years. Dude, I was staying up for the West Coast games because it was
sure you were.
It was incredible television watching those teams.
Yeah, totally. It really is, and it feels that way again. All right, so we're going to talk about the fever, and you got to let us know if you have the fever. Like, do you really have the fever? Be honest about it. Like, we know football's coming, and we got a game tomorrow night. We're going to talk about that. But do you have the fever? Like, and there's something different. Like, it's not that you haven't been into it all year, but now all of a sudden you feel heightened and you feel locked in. So that would constitute the fever. Do you have the fever? We also need to discuss a recent trend with us, with our fan base. And we talked about this with the Trey Turner ovation and the being very feeling and understanding and emotional and all the stuff that we love, right? That I've talked about a lot on this show. Because Ken Rosenthal from Fox, who covers baseball, as you know, is going to join us. And he had a little piece in his column that talked about Philadelphia. And he talked about the Philadelphia he doesn't know, and that being this one. He basically said we're as soft as a Philly soft pretzel. And I do think there's a delineation between being soft and encouraging and into it. I kind of want to discuss this in earnest because Ken's going to join us around 11:20. So I want to really find out, let's really discuss, what we are, because I don't believe it's soft. He said we're Kansas City, Midwest, and I say no because I've never seen the passion from a Kansas City or even a St. Louis. Truthfully, Philadelphia is baseball heaven, as my man VG pointed out yesterday in his blog. So we're going to get into all that. I have the Friday 5 that I will unveil coming up next. So we got lots to get to this Friday across the Delaware Valley. Cuz Radio to Tunis. 97.5 The Fanatic, 610-632-0975 is how you join us. Now let me tell you about the BetParx app. BetParx app has you covered for all of your weekend baseball. So I think, again, I think Phil's just keep rolling, man. I just think it's a Tunis train chug time. And I think they keep rolling. So, monitor this weekend. You got Sanchez tonight. Like them, right? Do monitor. You can do same-game parlays. You can do all kinds of stuff. The props, the Twins strike out a ton. So take a look at the Phillies pitching K props all weekend long because Minnesota will strike out a lot. So you can check that out. Of course, we have preseason football tomorrow, and it's the Ravens streak is aligned. Last night, the Big Brain told us he likes the Birds tomorrow night. So checking all that stuff out on the BetParx app, all your football futures. I mean, you name it. In fact, he was telling me he played 6 Eagle games that lines are already out for. He already bet them. And you could do that on the BetParx app. So download it right to your phone. New customers, you bet $10, you win. You get $125 in sportsbook bonus. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Ohio. You're going to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Continue to roll. Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Phils, cap off a series win yesterday against the Nationals, taking 3 of 4. They were down 1-0 in the 6th until Trey Turner hits a go-ahead 2-run home run. He's now got a 7-game hit streak going for him. Castellanos hits another home run, his third in 2 nights, and J.T. Realmuto goes yard. Phil's now 64-52 on the season. They have a game-and-a-half lead over the Giants, who are in second place of the wild card standings, 4 games up of the Marlins, who are the final wild card team, 4.5 ahead of Chicago, who are the first team out. You just heard Anthony talking about they now begin a series with the Twins, and we have some preseason action tomorrow. The Eagles taking on the Ravens. This update is also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic. 97.5 The Fanatic's Fan Fest 2023 with FanDuel. Make every moment more. It's Saturday the 26th at Xfinity Live. Go to 975thefanatic.com for details and ticket rate information.
Fan Fest 2023 is brought to you by Let's Rally. Download the Let's Rally app and don't miss any of the action at Fan Fest. The Delaware State Police, now hiring at becomeatrooper.com.
And 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Goodbye, Jeep Summer of Savings.
Hello.
Gary Barbera's countdown to kickoff. If you miss this one, you're walking. Right, Birds Coach Nick?
Hey, this is Coach Sirianni. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
Follow that bear, because right now, new Barbera Jeeps are a flat 15% off.
Philadelphia's Credit Connection.
Brand spanking new.
Jeeps,
15% off the sticker. Hey, what about Nick's pick?
Boy, I guess.
A nearly new, barely broken in Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I'm not kidding.
$15,990.
And your butt the Barbera.
For your choice, 15% off brand new Jeep. Previously enjoyed Jeep Grand Cherokee. $15,990 during Gary Barbera's countdown to kickoff. Right, Coach Nick?
Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
While supplies last. 15% off select inventory. Plus tax tags, $449. Pre-owned starting at $15,990. See GaryBarbera.com for details.
Barbera! 15% off new
Jeeps, Jeep.
Pre-owned Grand Cherokee. $15,990.
Plumbers and roofers and decking, oh my. Home improvement projects can be scary, but Beasley's Preferred Pros are at your service with years of experience and a proven track record of happy customers. Beasley's Preferred Pros can make your next project a dream come true.
Bachman Solar. Solar is more affordable than you think. Receive federal tax credits and apply for 0% financing with solar solutions at bachmansroofing.com.
Metropolitan Veterinary Associates in Norristown are here for your pet's special needs. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They never close for emergencies. Find them at metro-vet.com.
Advanced Electrical Services Group. Generac is the name you can trust for automatic standby home generators. Advanced Electrical Services Group provides sales and service to match. Go to advancedesg.com for your free estimate.
There's no place like home. Let Beasley's Preferred Pros make your home improvement dreams come true. Visit Beasley's Preferred Pros at 97.5thefanatic.com to find the right contractor for you.
It's John Kincaid from The Morning Show and 2-time, soon-to-be 3-time cancer survivor. I want to thank all of you who have joined me in supporting life-saving cancer research by donating at aacr.org/fanatic. And to our generous corporate partners, thank you for stepping up and supporting the AACR, the official charity of the John Kincaid Morning Show.
Davis CPA Group. For personalized caring accountants, bookkeeping, payroll, and tax preparation services, visit daviscpagroup.com. From blowers and trimmers to chainsaws and mowers, Paul B. Moore & Sons in Doylestown and Jamison, PA has the best in outdoor power equipment, including parts and service. Visit paulbmoyer.com today. You can always count on H&H Heating and Air Conditioning for total home comfort and fast, friendly, and local HVAC service. Visit delcohvac.com.
Donations to the American Association for Cancer Research from our listeners and corporate partners add up to big breakthroughs that benefit cancer patients worldwide. Why don't you join me and make a life-saving donation today at aacr.org/fanatic.
Keeping your kids safe is a full-time job. Whether it's putting on outlet covers, installing child gates, or gluing down your priceless vase. So Duracell made one part of childproofing simple. Our lithium coin batteries are the only ones coated in a non-toxic bitterant to help discourage swallowing. Your kid is safer, and you've got one less thing to worry about. Or glue down. Duracell, engineered for more. Available in 2032, 2025, and 2016 sizes.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you or someone you know has tried diet and exercise but still cannot reach your goals, it's time to consider adding Ozempic to your weight loss program. Hi, this is Dr. Avidan Appel from Iron Mountain Men's Health. I'm excited to announce that Iron Mountain Men's Health now offers Ozempic, the weight loss drug that's sweeping the nation. Ozempic is prescription only, which means you'll need to see one of our doctors first, whether in person or virtually. So schedule an appointment today at ironmountainmenshealth.com. That's Iron Mountain Men's Health, the leader in men's health.
Every business deserves a great deal. That's why we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can find out how to get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability, plus 1 line of free mobile for an entire year.
Ends 9/21/2023. Restrictions apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet package and new unlimited intro mobile service.
Why don't you book your fantasy football draft at PJ's? Visit pjspub.com for details. And if you're hosting at home, score big with PJ's party packages available for order online.
That ding can mean any number of things. Find out at your local Meineke and save $10 when you spend $50, $20 when you spend $150, and $50 when you spend $400. For tires, brakes, batteries, exhaust, and more, trust Meineke, doing car care right.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
10 o'clock hour brought to you by Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off sale on all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. All right, welcome back. Buzz Radio Tunes. There it is.
We ain't losing.
We ain't losing, Bryce.
Yo, man, we love you.
Who's got the fever? Who's got the fever? We got the fever. Oh, man. That's cool. So I'm going to read you a passage. So Ken Rosenthal's coming up at 11:20 after, may I tell you, about a vault that the Judas says he's most excited about in the history of the vault.
Dude, I was geeking out this morning, man. It's sports, it's politics, it's everywhere, dude. I'm like, dude, this is gonna be so much fun.
Oh,
I learned stuff today.
Really? You learned?
Yes, I learned.
You learned?
Yes, I learned it.
That's awesome. And a day when Dickie Dunn is in too.
Yeah, that's right. He's in the back. He's probably sweating already.
Yes.
He's going to learn
Dunn.
today.
You know, look at that.
You don't have to go to the 20s for great audio sometimes.
That's awesome. All right, so the vault's coming up at 11, as you guys know. I got the Friday 5 coming up. I'm going to hit the Tunis with that, and then hit you guys with that coming up as well. But I do want to read you this, because Kenny Rosenthal's coming up at 11:20, and he did a notebook, and one of the passages in his notebook is the Philly I know. He said, I grew up in New York, but I went to college in Philadelphia. One glorious Sunday afternoon in the early 1980s, as I drove with New York plates into the old Veterans Stadium parking lot for Giants and Eagles, my car was pelted with rocks, bottles, and other assorted projectiles. That's the Philly I know. One of the first baseball games I ever covered in June of 1985 while working for the Courier Post in South Jersey was the day Mike Schmidt took the field in sunglasses and a shoulder-length wig, fearing the wrath of fans after calling them a mob scene uncontrollable beyond help. That's the Philly I know. This Philly The one that gave the Phillies struggling $200 million man Trey Turner standing ovations Friday night to show support. The one that Michael Lorenzen saluted Wednesday night after pitching a no-hitter in his first home start, saying he's never been part of an organization where the fans are part of the team. This Philly is softer than a soft Philly pretzel. This Philly might as well be Kansas City, the way it's practicing Midwest nice. And you know what? This Philly, the kinder, gentler version, is getting results. And he goes in to talk about it. And then he talked about an old college friend from Philly texting me saying, maybe the standing oath thing works. I replied, you guys would have have 12 rings if you weren't so bitter all those years. Kidding aside, what a night it was in Philadelphia. And he said, I'll admit, that's the Philly I know. What a great atmosphere. This is Bank Park. So he gets into the whole thing. First of all, there is a difference between cheering your own player, right, and being a part and going to Veterans Stadium with New York plates. Now, was he really pelted with rocks? What do you think, Jonas?
Oh, we can ask him coming up at 11:20. Hey, Ken, are you full of it? Are you lying that you got pelted with rocks?
Were you really pelted with rocks? Did somebody just throw like a pigeon egg at you? There's a difference between the enemy coming into town for an Eagles-Giants game, right? In whatever it was, 80-something. Now, clearly, we are not as harsh as the crowds and the mob scene.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit.
I mean, we do have a better attitude. I salute the attitude. I don't think it's soft, however. I don't think a standing ovation for Trey Turner while he's struggling is soft. And I know some people do. I mean, it's easier to just boo the daylights out of the guy, right? It's harder to go, you know what? Maybe the guy needs a little extra love. Let's give him the love piece.
Yeah, I hear you, but you know what's something I still find fascinating? It was the first season post-Eagles Super Bowl 52. Remember, the Eagles started off the season pretty bad, and I was upset, and I was on the island. I was the one on the island because
I gave you the above the boo, and you were like, no.
I know, right? This is when you and I first started working together. I was like, no, they're not above the boo. Come on, man, it's football season. There's only 17 games.
Again,
16 at the time.
Context is they just won the Super Bowl, the first Super Bowl, 52 years. That's got to have a lasting, presence and go into the beyond the next season where, I always look at it like this. Does it make sense? It made sense that they would struggle coming after the Super Bowl.
I don't care, damn it, okay? And I was the ass on a weekend show. I was doing a weekend shift one day, and there was that Mike Silver report that eventually became false. It was never true. And, shocker, sometimes people put out misinformation. But there was a Mike Silver report. The Browns offered the Eagles a second-round pick for Nick Foles. And I was like,
oh, right.
I was like, yes, you do that in a heartbeat. Because Nick Foles, he's not going to be here after this season because he's going to be a free agent. He's not going to take a hometown discount like everybody wanted him to. No, he's going to try to revitalize his career, get a starting job somewhere. He's going to take the bag, which I don't blame him for doing that. Good for Nick Foles. And I remember getting crushed.
Really?
And I wasn't trying to make a name for myself. No, it's this is the smart
you're
football
not a hot
move.
taker.
If you... If somebody's offering you a second-round pick, which is just shy of gold in the NFL, for Nick Foles, you do it.
Of course you do.
And I got destroyed.
Of course you do. Without a doubt, you do that. I'll never forget the one day I felt with under an avalanche was the Wentz Foles.
Yeah.
Because that thing got heated for a while.
My dad, Mr. Chunas, was a Foles guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look, the second Wentz got traded to Indianapolis. See, this never would have happened. This never would have happened. They just built around Nick. And he's not alone in thinking that.
Yeah. I mean, the issue is, you knew what kind of, he was he was a closer.
Yeah,
I guess
but there was people that believed in the magic, man.
Yeah, the problem with the magic is you can't. It's not always readily available,
right?
As the talent.
But remember, Wentz goes down, Foles comes came back in, and if Alshon doesn't drop it,
who knows?
Dude, he's Al Horford.
They go into the Rams, and I think they probably win again.
Yeah, we literally had this conversation with Tyrone the other day because Doug Peterson had some answer for Sean McVay. The guy always found a way to beat him. And now all of a sudden you're back in the Super Bowl against the Patriots again, who only put up, 17 points that game?
Yeah.
Like, that was the most boring Super Bowl I've ever watched. I was at my buddy's house. I left at halftime.
We could have went back-to-back.
Yeah, who knows?
Back-to-back St. Nick.
If Alshon doesn't drop it.
Speaking of which, can I just tell you, people, since we're talking about him,
how's everyone doing?
He, of course, is our big guest for FanFest coming up, and he will be on our program on Monday.
Yes.
So we'll do a fun Q&A with Nick BDN on Monday. I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
We'll have some fun talking to Nick on Monday. Anyway, so after that moment and the Eagles win, clearly there's a sea change in how we are. But I don't, maybe I'm just wrong and caught up and swept in it. I don't think it's soft because I think we care so deeply that it's whatever it takes.
I think the word soft is what bothers people.
It bothers me.
I do think we have laid back a little bit. I think we've gotten a little easier recently.
Or maybe we changed we've changed, our modus operandi. You know what I'm saying? Like we changed how we react and our strategy a little bit.
And maybe it's a good thing, right? Like it might be for the best. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like when I read Ken Rosenthal's story, it's funny. We mentioned the Fink, who's a great Philadelphia.
Love the Fink.
And the Fink randomly tweeted around 5:30 yesterday. He said, I got to be honest, I don't give a bleep what Ken Rosenthal has to say. And I respond to him saying, I guess it's a good time for me to promote that he'll be on at 11:20. And he said, just make sure he knows that I'm not soft and I'll never be soft. And I think that word, that 4-letter word, is what's bothering everybody.
Well, it bugs me too because I don't believe that's what it's soft. Now, Philly HQ hits me up on Instagram. I would not say we're soft for cheering Trey Turner. It's more that we're intelligent enough to understand when our athlete needs to know we have their back. Trey is new to Philadelphia, and we want him to feel what we're about. He, unlike Ben Simmons, understood that and responded accordingly. And I think that's spot on.
Right.
Because we tried to do this with Simmons and the 3-point shot and the free throw shooting. We did the same thing.
If this was 1997, I don't know why it's the year that came to my mind, we're not doing that.
No.
Let's say Ben Simmons and Trey Turner are members of the Sixers and the Phillies in the late 90s. We're not doing that.
Cue the Jeffrey Lurie drop, as my man Danny says.
Emotional intelligence.
That's what we have. We have added emotional intelligence to our forte.
So what you're saying is Chip Kelly's firing is what started all of this. The firing of Chip Kelly.
He was a jackal. He was a demon.
And we realized we didn't want to be like Chip. We wanted to be like Doug.
And then Jeffrey got it right. Listen, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's the best thing I can give you. I think it's an emotional intelligence, and I love it, and I applaud the young fans for showing the emotional intelligence.
I do think it also really helps that Eagles won the Super Bowl in 17. They were close to it at 18.
Without a doubt.
They back at it last year.
A Super Bowl.
No, I'm saying in general, though, the success of the franchise. Like, I know the Flyers are going into a rebuild, and I know the Sixers piss everybody off, but the Sixers are contenders every single year, whether people want to admit it or not. Phils are back to being World Series contenders after just being in one last year. The Eagles are perennial Super Bowl contenders and should be for the next 5 seasons, right? So I think that also helps. There's not really much to grouse about right now.
Without a doubt, it does. Without a doubt. And truthfully, had we not won a Super Bowl, we might be goofy right now. Like, if we had never won that Super Bowl and then we lost last year's Super Bowl
and all the other championships that we lost,
can you imagine? Because say St. Nick never happens.
Oh God!
All right, we're gonna do It's a Wonderful Life. All right, say it doesn't happen. We go into last year thinking this is it. This is we're going into it nervous as all get out, right? Nervous as all get out. Oh my God. We got a shot. And then they play the way they play, and we lose the game because of turf and because of flukeness and because of Gannon. We would be in a straitjacket. You were talking about, you always play that, rubber room thing for me. Like, we would be out of our minds. Yes.
Yeah, dude, Gannon would actually have to be, like, in witness protection. He wouldn't be the head
Without
coach.
a doubt.
He wouldn't be the head coach of the Cardinals. He would have gotten hired, and then we would have found out the collusion, and he would no longer be in Arizona.
No, we would have thought about...
They would have hired Marv Lewis because he's available, and Jonathan Gannon has a new name.
Correct. And we would have thought about curses. How could you not feel cursed if 2018 never happens and there's no St. Nick, and last year we were somehow miraculously back in the Super Bowl, right? And it doesn't, and they lose that game in that way.
Would all of the Wentz stuff also unfolded if they didn't win in 17-18?
Yeah.
So he still goes cuckoo because Foles at least got them to the Super Bowl.
And he's just selfish. He's still selfish, right? So
it would have still crept up somehow.
Somehow he still becomes that, right? But if we don't win, we don't know that parade. And we still have yet to win a Super Bowl. And we're still
run faster.
Right, and we're still under the thumb of the Cowboys fans, right? Because we had still never won. So that would have been catastrophic.
Yeah, we would have still been hearing no rings. Ugh.
And losing last year the way they lost that game, we would have been goofy. So clearly, winning the Super Bowl had a calming effect on us.
Yes. So maybe it's not soft; it's more calm.
And I do think the emotional intelligence is a big deal.
Yeah, I do. I think so, too.
And I think the younger fan has the gift of emotional intelligence.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Definitely. And
except you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it creeps out every once in a while, for sure. He's a bum. I was about to rip Nola yesterday. I was ready for it, dude. If there was a 2-run single in the top of the first inning, I would not have been okay, man.
No. You know what? It was close to going sideways, man.
But then again,
you know that?
Nola is not emotional intelligence. He doesn't get the emotional intelligence. Nola hears the wrath.
It was funny because I asked you, we talked about this. Would there ever be a circumstance where Nola gets the Trey Turner love? Like, would that be some sort of, would that be like, did we think about that before one of Nola's next starts, he gets the, every time he toes the rubber, every time he walks back from the dugout to take the mound, every inning, there is a standing up.
No, I think the only time he'd get that is in the playoffs.
Right.
He's not going to get that in the middle of August.
So my point is, why? So Trey Turner, because he's new?
I think because he's new. It's a 11-year contract.
We also don't like there's an innate bias against
Size?
The big guys. Yeah,
Yes.
For some reason, we like smaller
Oh, dude, we
people.
would hate Ellie De La Cruz here.
You think so?
People would be like, no, you get what I'm saying, the size thing.
Yeah.
We like the little scrappy guy. We like TJ
Yeah.
McConnell over Ben Simmons.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There is that is weird. But would we do the standing O for, like, say Jalen struggled out of the gate 3 games?
Oh no, dude! It's Eagles football. It's different. You're gonna hear. You're gonna get the first caller that called in when the contract came out that said they shouldn't have paid him all that money. I told you, Ant. And I don't know if you remember me, Ant. I don't know if you remember me. I was the guy that called you the day that they gave him the big contract.
No, don't say that.
Your
It
boy
blows
Vince
my
Pellegrini. He'll be texting you. I told you, Ant. I told you they shouldn't have paid all that money. They should have started over.
No, I can't believe it. I can't believe.
Oh, you know he would hear it.
No, but listen, I would think we would show the same, we'd have the same emotional intelligence. If Jalen comes out of the gate.
Can't believe we paid him all that money for just one good season.
No. And he struggled, and they're say they're 1-4 to start the season.
Dude, no,
and he looks horrible.
Is Foles still available?
No.
He looked good at FanFest.
You don't think if he was slumping that they wouldn't do the same Trey Turner thing?
Absolutely not. It's Eagles football, man.
But
Absolutely. If they're 1-4 and he's struggling,
emotional intelligence. Like, you want to save the season. It's early enough to save the season.
I don't think he'd get it, man. I think he'd hear the boos.
Really?
Not the beginning of a game, but let's say they're 1-4, and in week 6 they're going into halftime losing. You'll hear the boos as they enter the tunnel.
Yeah, but what about the start the game and they standing hurts?
They're not going hurts. No, that's not happening.
You don't think so, huh?
No.
What do you think that's it? Because we did it for Sixers, we did it for Phillies. Why not Birds with a struggling player?
Because Eagles fans,
fans
have been tailgating for 6 hours already. They're not going to.
Oh, but again, the emotional intelligence comes out. Like, yo, guys, let's cheer Jalen, get him on a good footing.
Emotional intelligence.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, coming up, we're going to get the discussion going, and off of that, and I got the 5 to hit you guys with. Don't forget, Vault, too, a much anticipated.
Bro, I can't wait.
Ballyhooed Vault.
I learned we have firsts, we have lasts. We got all kinds of stuff today, dude.
Yes. All right. Cuz Radio Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic.
This is Andrew Salchunas. Women's soccer on the world stage, and there's no better place to get on all the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, in partnership with Valley Forge, because right now new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. It's up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Just go to FanDuel.com/Fanatic to join today. I'm going to my trusty FanDuel Sportsbook app as we speak. You scroll over, you go to the Women's World Cup, and you look at some of the action you got going on. Tomorrow you'll have France and Australia. France -170. England monster favorites against Colombia -500. I told you a couple days ago now that you should probably take England to win the entire thing, although Spain now the favorite to win the tournament. So that means the England odds dropping even more to +270. That means it's an even bigger payout if it hits. So don't miss your chance to get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Just go to FanDuel.com/Fanatic to sign up. Make every moment more with FanDuel. You got to be 21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies get the double. Manager Sal Chunas, and this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. The Phillies beat the Nationals yesterday, and they are now winners of another series. They take down the Nats 3 out of 4. And Aaron Nola pitched well yesterday. He did not get the win. Comes out down 1-0. Strom gets the win after Trey Turner hits a go-ahead 2-run home run. He now has a 7-game hit streak. Nick Castellanos hits his 3rd home run in 2 nights. JT Realmuto goes yard as well. Phil's still that top wild card team, now a game and a half ahead of the San Francisco Giants, who are in 2nd. Ken Rosenthal wrote an interesting story about the change in Philadelphia fans. He'll be joining the Cubs coming up at 11:20. Zach Berman talks Birds at 12:20. Eagles taking on the Ravens tomorrow in their first set of preseason action. Keep it locked here in The Fanatic for all latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Cubs. Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Tomorrow, from 9 a.m. to noon, the Fanatics Tom Albert and Ray Dunn will broadcast live from the Authentic Expo 2023 Sports Card and Memorabilia Showcase at the Doubletree Philadelphia Airport Hotel, with a special appearance by the Fanatics' Ricky Vitalico, a 93 NL Champs reunion, more than 70 vendors, and your chance to secure FanFest tickets. For complete details, visit AuthenticExpo.com.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including dust?
So much dust.
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe.
Eesh.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors, with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day,
and dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
Plumbers and roofers and decking, oh my. Home improvement projects can be scary, but Beasley's Preferred Pros are at your service with years of experience and a proven track record of happy customers. Beasley's Preferred Pros can make your next project a dream come true.
Get the quality electrical repair services you need. When you choose Horizon Services, an electrician will be on time, fully stocked for same-day repair or next-day installation services.
Are you dreaming of a backyard oasis? Are you looking for a pool installed in one day? Look no further than Pool Designs. Contact Pool Designs today to create the perfect pool for your home.
Paul B. Moyer. From blowers and trimmers to chainsaws and mowers, Paul B. Moyer and Sons in Doylestown and Jamison, PA have the best in outdoor power equipment, including parts and service. Visit in person or shop online.
There's no place like home. Let Beasley's Preferred Pros make your home improvement dreams come true. Visit Beasley's Preferred Pros at 97.5thefanatic.com to find the right contractor for you.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
It's John Kincaid. We wanted a jaw-dropping backyard paradise. We went to Landis Block and Concrete. LandisBC.com on the web. They have a beautiful showroom in Souderton, Pennsylvania. They call it a store. We call it a showroom because it showcased all of their beautiful materials. We hired our own contractor, but Landis Block knew every single contractor in like a 5-county area that could have done it for us. for us. You need imagination, space, and a budget. But what you really need is Landis Block and Concrete. Go to landisbc.com on the web.
Join Macy's and our nonprofit partners to help address the youth mental health crisis this school year. Now through September 14th, you can fund mental health services and resources when you donate online to the JED Foundation and the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Or round up your Macy's store purchase up to 99 cents and donate the extra change. Give back today and learn more about our mission to create brighter futures for all at Macys.com/purpose.
Tires worn down from all the summer driving? Come into AAA Car Care this month and save up to $150 on select sets of 4 Continental tires. Only at AAA Car Care Centers. See store for details or visit AAA.com/mycar.
It'll be Patty time when 3 Ice 3-on-3 Pro Hockey wraps up its second season Saturday, August 12th at 1 p.m. at the Wells Fargo Center. One lucky team will be crowned 3 Ice champions and hoist the Patcher Cup right here in Philly. For a limited time, Fanatic listeners can be part of all the championship weekend action with tickets for just $10. Go to 3ice.com to take advantage of this special offer. The speed, the skill, and nonstop hockey action. It's overtime all the time. It's the best part of hockey. 3 Ice.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Free. Hi, I'm Steven Singer. I have a big announcement. I'm giving away free diamonds. You must be thinking, have I lost my mind? Am I nuts? Well, sort of. They're free lab-grown diamonds. You must be thinking, Steven only sells real, natural, earth-born diamonds. You're right. I would never sell a lab-grown diamond, but I'd give them away because that's what I think they're worth. Free is the most I'd ever charge for a lab-grown diamond. To prove it, tomorrow only, the first 100 guests who visit my showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut get a free half-carat lab-grown diamond. Here's the best part. You don't have to buy anything. That's right, a free half-carat lab-grown diamond. No purchase required. Don't be fooled and pay for a lab-grown diamond. It's happening tomorrow, starting at 12 noon. Be one of the first 100 guests to get a free lab-grown diamond at Steven Singer Jewelers, the other corner of 8th and Walnut.
Terms and conditions apply.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Welcome back. Cuz Radio Tunis on a Friday, baby. All right, I got the 5. So everybody sit tight because we're going to have to open up the phone lines and then we'll get into this discussion. I also have the 5. So I'm going to give you the questions and a little bit later on, I want you guys will take it. You can always chime in social media and we'll do it. The Tunis will take it and the whole thing. So the first question is off of the other night in the no-hitter. Give me a game of significance that you attended. So a game in which there was some sort of historical significance that you attended. Question number 2. What are you looking for tomorrow night? We got a game tomorrow night. Eagles and Ravens. And I know it's the first one, and you're not going to see any of the starters, and especially the way Nick plays it close to the vest. But you'll see the young defenders, right? So what are we looking for specifically? Who are you watching tomorrow night? Birds, Ravens. Question number 3. And this came up earlier in the weekend, and we didn't get a chance to do it. I want to do it now. Because Chunas asked me a great question. Give me something, an item, that you would want from a movie, TV show, and give me another item that you want to take off an athlete. Cleats, jersey, whatever it is. Right? You get to have an item, a piece of history from your favorite TV show, Somebody mentioned, the jacket from The Sopranos?
Yes. I think it was Aunt Schmall said the rifle from Home Alone.
Which was a good one. All right. So you get that. That's what you get. Right? You get to choose that. And you get an item from your, whatever athlete you want. So that's question number 3. Question number 4 is simple. This is highlight something new. And it could be a business, highlight a new business. It could be, a show, a song, a product, anything new. And this comes off of yesterday when my man texted me after work. Dude, in all caps, the Judas. I love when the Judas gets excited.
Yes.
All right? I love it. When he gets excited, it's awesome. And he goes, dude, all caps, 3 exclamation marks, new deli in Winona called Danny's Deli. Had a cheesesteak. It was incredible. Sarcone rolls, legit sandwich. And I went, wow. And he went, I'd suggest it. No menu online. Everything made to order. It was delicious.
Because we got a yo.
Yeah, yo to Danny's Deli, dude. It was legit yesterday, man.
I love when you get excited. You were excited.
Yeah, because now it's like I got a new spot, man. Like I immediately texted my father because my dad's gonna be watching my parents are gonna be watching the Coop next weekend. I'm gonna be hitting out the night in the town in the city, so that's gonna be exciting. And they'll be hanging out at the house, and they always go, where should we get food from? I told them this place right away.
Now, let me ask you a question about the cheesesteak. What did you get? What did you get? What kind of cheesesteak?
I went American Wit.
Okay, so you went American Wit.
Yep.
And was the meat chopped?
Yes, and the cheese underneath and also melted on top. So there was equal portion of cheese per bite.
How were the onions?
Delicious. Perfectly cooked. Perfectly fried up. And then the rolls, Sarcone's rolls. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That sounds like a great steak.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. Christy goes with the she doesn't eat beef, so she goes with the chicken cheesesteak, which is cool, but she goes with the chicken cheesesteak hoagie.
Wow, what is that?
So I've had it before. It's not bad, but I'd rather just go
by lettuce,
tomato, raw onion, and then she'll put mayo on it too.
Oh.
I look. Don't get me wrong. I've tried it.
Don't even
it's
like
not. It's not
mayo. The cheesesteak hoagie, I've never eaten.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad.
I mean, full disclosure,
I'm going regular.
I can't do the cheesesteak hoagie. I don't like it's mixing the hoagie and the steak, and I just go, if I want a hoagie, I want a hoagie. I want a cheesesteak, I want a cheesesteak.
Exactly.
And I don't want to mix. Because I don't know how the lettuce goes with the hot sandwich. Like the shredded lettuce goes
the
with
lettuce is getting warm now.
The cool, lunch meat.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Like lettuce needs to be eaten cool and crisp.
I agree.
Not hot and soggy.
I agree. But I have had it. It's not bad. It's just if you're going to ask me what I prefer, I'm getting a regular one.
Right.
Now, Ray Dunn checks in. Dickie Dunn. Apparently, Hurts eats his cheesesteak with mayonnaise. That knock him down a peg. Is he not the franchise quarterback anymore?
I mean, listen, what do you want? He's from Texas. What's he know about, cheesesteak etiquette? I know a lot of people do it. I just don't even understand it. Like, I don't. You mix. First of all, I hate mayo, so I'm vehemently against it.
Right.
But I recognize some people like it, but I don't understand how the mayo and the cheese would go together.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
It doesn't sound right.
I've had chicken sandwiches with mayo on it, and the chicken had melted cheese on it.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I can't fight the mayo fight. I skeeve it.
One more thing on this steak sandwich yesterday. This is how I know it's legit. I didn't have to doctor it at all.
Oh, really?
So, there's some local pizza shops in the area, right? And I could go for a cheesesteak, and you get it. Now all of a sudden I needed dip a little ketchup because it's a little dry.
Yes.
This place.
Cheesesteak is the key to the steak is the dryness, which is why, a lot of people went with Whiz. Why Whiz became popular because it's impossible to have a dry steak with Whiz.
Right.
You know
Which
what
I
mean?
do love the Whiz, but I was like, you know what? Let me go. A little American wit here. Try the new place out, and it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, Buck. That's good. I loved your excitement. Like, you were fired up, man.
Oh, look, I understand the struggles for you. You're coming in from the city, long time, and now you're trying to find good food in the area. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. But, little by little. Little by little. Man, Jim from the Palm, I'll do a chicken cheesesteak hoagie all day.
Dude, they're not bad. Like, I'm not sitting here saying it's gross. It's just like that's what she prefers. I'd rather go, normal.
Yeah.
Which that's her preference.
That's her preference?
Yeah.
I don't get that. Lettuce on the cheesesteak is similar to lettuce on the BLT. Nice contrast sometimes.
It's got to be crisp, though. And here's the deal. I got this sandwich.
The lettuce stays cool.
Right.
Even on the BLT because the tomato is cool. And even if the bacon, I don't see it. Like, the sandwich is cool. The meat is hot. It doesn't go.
Yeah, and also, it's wrapped up. I'm bringing it home. It's sitting in the car. It's sitting in the cheesesteak, the chicken cheesesteak. Whereas the BLT, you're eating it. Like, it's being handed off to you. You're eating it right away.
You know what the other thing, too, is that now I'm trying to analyze this. The other reason why I hate it is...
You never had it, but you hate it.
The lettuce in the cheesesteak, like lettuce on a taco, makes sense. But now you're drawing the cheesesteak closer to a taco.
Dude, I just got 3 straight tweets from 3 different people. Mark Miller checks in. Here's my cheesesteak. Ribeye steak, Cooper Sharp American cheese, ketchup, mayo, mushrooms. I live by this. Broke G's checks in. Mayo goes on everything. Egg sandwich to a burger. It's needed on a steak. And the Bryant brothers.
That's because you had bad steaks. Anybody that throws mayo on a steak, you're masking the steak. The condiment is not needed for everything. If the food is good, if the ingredients are good, you don't need anything to dress it up.
I agree.
Oh, man. All right. Let's go and open the vault.
When we began opening this vault nearly 2 hours ago, we had no real idea what we'd find inside. As it turns out, we haven't found very much.
All right, Vault brought to you by Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged.
All right, and I'm going to give you the choice of where we start. Politics, a random 80s 20-second news clip, a first, or a last?
Wow, dude, you're giving me a lot of good stuff.
I know, I got it all today.
All right, let's start off with the first and the last.
All right, so we'll start with the first, and the first is football related, Ant, because on this day, I forget the years in the 90s, I believe it was around 94, it was the first ever televised football broadcast on Fox.
Oh, dude.
And it was a preseason game because we're in August, and so I could not find that, but I did find the introduction to Fox Week 1 of the 94 season. You're going to hear Terry Bradshaw riding a horse to the Hollywood studios, and then the preview of today's games.
Yep, WM. Football's been good to me. 4 Super Bowls, 14 great NFL seasons. But now it's a new day for the fan. New day for Fox. It's a new day for this old country boy. Well, new frontier. Ain't gonna change the game. Sure ain't gonna change me. Not even in Hollywood. What a commute. I mean, what a commute. Hey, nobody told us it was this far from Pittsburgh, did they? Hollywood! Time to go to work. Time to go to work.
This is it. Today, the curtain opens on a new era. Football at its best. Coverage at its finest. The NFL on Fox. Randall the Warrior returns to the Eagles, while New York's Dave Brown gets his first real taste of NFL combat. It's Moon's first chance to shine for Minnesota. But he runs smack into Reggie's back. And will Brett be able to connect with his number one man? Atlanta decides to let George do it. While Scott Mitchell arrives to share the load with Detroit's powerhouse, Barry. Sammy hands the ball to Erickson. Thanks, Coach. In Chicago, the people's choice is Steve Walsh, but the coach's choice is Eric Kramer. Buddy Ball arrives in Arizona with a vengeance. But the battering ram, Jerome Bettis, can dish out some punishment of his own. After 5 years away from the game, Barry Switzer winds up with Jimmy's old toys. But Pittsburgh wants to steal the Cowboys' fun. And to boot, they have a Barry of their own. Now, from our studios in Hollywood, California, it's time for Fox NFL Sunday.
Wow, that's
Dude,
wild.
how cool was
man.
that?
That was unbelievable.
How come they don't do the
was
writing like that
awesome.
anymore? Like, oh, that was great.
Buddy Ball arrives in Arizona.
That was awesome, man. So yeah, this was the first. This is the anniversary of the first broadcast on Fox.
So cool, man. That's awesome.
Terry, Mr. Hollywood,
his old cowboy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
awesome.
good.
That was great.
It was good. Actually, that was awesome.
All right, so that was.
I like the storylines of the league.
Oh yeah,
You know?
I love it. I love it. It was great. You heard Randall right off the bat. It was the first one. Birds.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the
that's awesome.
first. Now the last. So today, Ant, was the last game played in 1994 before the league goes on strike. So tomorrow is the strike. And so I have the audio of the commissioner announcing the strike, blah, 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 blah. But you know what, Ant? I put on my hard hat. I got my flashlight, and I dug deeper and deeper into the vault. And I actually found the audio. Phillies, Mets, August 11th, 1994. Veterans Stadium, in which you were in attendance.
Oh my God, I was at the game.
Yes. So here is
I was at the game. I was whatever I was, man, back then, 23 years old.
So here's Harry,
covering the game.
Whitey, and Wheels.
Good evening, everyone, from Veterans Stadium. Welcome to Phillies baseball. Tonight is the Phils and the New York Mets. Going for the Phillies will be Fernando Valenzuela and a rookie, Jason Hakimi, going for New York. Harry Callis along with Rich Ashford and Chris Wheeler.
I remember him.
Really, the pitching matchup could be Cy Young against Walter Johnson. It really wouldn't matter because there's not much talk about who's pitching tonight. This is the final game of 90.
It's almost like the last season in October, you know, when you see guys packing their bags and they're getting ready to leave. But right now, everybody has that look. I don't know what to say. You know, say goodbye to each other. And anybody who tells you they know what's going on has no clue.
Whitey, you've been around since the evolution of the Players Union, which is certainly one of the strong unions in the country. Is there anything that can happen to get this thing done?
You know, there wasn't any problems like this when I played because of the reserve clause. Somebody has to get together and settle this thing. I mean, this could be a long one, as Wheel said. You remember the 52 days, I think it was, and you couldn't believe that. Nobody could believe that, and it's a possibility we could go through that again. I think it would be a terrible disaster for such a wonderful game.
I think it would be too, unless we can just hope that there's going to be more baseball in 1994. But at any rate, we have this one for you tonight. Fernando Valenzuela going against Jason Hakimi. We'll have the starting lineups for you after these messages.
Wow, look at that, dude.
Did you ever think you'd hear that?
No, that's amazing. Are you kidding me?
So I figured let's have some more fun with it. From that day, well, we got the lineups. Phil's Mets, 1994, August 11th.
Back at Veterans Stadium, we're going to have a crowd of between 35 and 40,000 tonight for this game, which
that's a lot of people.
Will be, or could be, the last one for a while anyhow. Until the two sides can get together, as this is The final date before the players' strike, which will take place tomorrow. Dallas Green's starting lineup tonight for the Mets will have Tim Bogart at shortstop leading off. Kelly Stinnett, the catcher, bats second. Jim Lindemann, right field, hitting third. Bobby Bonilla, third baseman, bats fourth. Jeff Kent, second base, hits fifth. David Segui, the left fielder, batting sixth. Ryan Thompson, center fielder, hits seventh. Wow. Rico Bronya, the first baseman, batting eighth, and batting ninth and pitching Jason Hakami. That lineup facing the veteran Fernando Valenzuela.
There you see his numbers, a little over a walk and a half a game, almost 3 strikeouts a game. He gives up about a hit an inning, but Fernando has pitched very well for the Phillies the short time he's been here.
Defensively behind him, Mariano Duncan at third, Kevin Stocker at shortstop, Randy Reddy at second, Ricky Jordan at first, Todd Pratt catching tonight. In the outfield from left to right, Lenny Dykstra in center, and left field is Pete Incaviglia, and right field Billy Hatcher. Joe West calls the balls and strikes. Ed Rapuano at first base, Greg Bonin at second, and Frank Pulley at third.
How about
Poor
that?
Harry had to look at the slop between both those teams. Look at the infield, dude.
Randy Reddy, man.
Randy Reddy.
Pratt. Yeah, Todd Pratt.
Oh.
You know what's amazing? The Phillies, from behind
Ricky
the dish,
Jordan,
the Phillies
dude.
are like a historic good. I mean, at least over the last 50 years, they're pretty damn good behind the plate.
Yeah.
And then you have, your Todd Pratts, your Eric Kratz, your
Oh, yeah. A lot of slop, dude.
mixed in
Lot of
between. But for
slop.
the most part, Chooch, JT, Dutch, you're pretty good back there.
Boone was a legendary.
Right,
he wasn't
exactly.
the big bat, but he was a legendary figure.
Now, do you remember that game at all? Like, do you remember the details?
What actually happened? No. I remember because it was all about the strike. So the whole story was, this is the last game, and it could last into the World Series. And so, enterprising young reporter that I was, I got myself a seat on the Mets bus. The players rented a bus because the team wasn't going to bring them back.
Right.
So they had to get back to the players' parking lot at Shea Stadium. So they rented a bus. So I went on I asked if I could go on the bus.
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, yeah, come on. So I wrote a story about being on the bus on the Jersey Turnpike, and they had coolers of beer, and it was like a party.
Well,
they all thought that they were going to be back in a couple weeks.
Right. Well, it took a while for that bus ride to happen because, this game went 15 innings.
Wow.
It went 15 innings. It was raining. Harry left at some point. He wasn't even in the booth anymore.
Are you serious?
So here is the bottom of the 15th inning in a 1-1 ball game.
That's Galzo's first strikeout. It's up to Ricky Jordan. Ricky's 2 for 6 with a couple of singles. It is unbelievable. I think we're going to get to the point, Wheels, unless Jordan can end this, where the umpires aren't going to have any choice.
It's raining awful hard. Tough conditions right now, trying to play him.
Base hit! The ball game is over! Unbelievable! Ricky Jordan took a high inside pitch and ripped it past third, and the Phillies win the game 2-1 in 15 innings.
Now listen to what Wheels says here.
Paul Richardson, Oregonist, is playing Old Lang Syne right now. Certainly hope it's not the last game here this year.
Wow.
They knew, man.
Yeah, they knew.
They knew.
It was looking grim because those sides were all pinned in, and we kept thinking, it's going to be a couple weeks, And then the next thing you know, are they really going to cancel the World Series? Cancel the World Series back then. The World Series was almost like the Super Bowl. It had a national bigness to it. So canceling the World Series was like, they didn't do that during the World Wars.
Right,
let alone,
exactly. Amazing, man. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so now we go to the politics side of things. And 1984, on this day, 1984, this is something I never knew about. You probably do. I never heard this today before in my life. So there's probably other people my age that are like, what? This is real? We talk about hot mics all the time. We work in a dangerous industry when it comes to the hot mic. We've played the Chris Berman hot mic audio. Well, I never knew. I never knew that Ronald Reagan had a bit of a hot mic issue. And they were working on like audio. They were just testing something. And take a listen to the news report. Take a listen to what Reagan said and what it created.
It was the joke heard around the world, the one by President Reagan about bombing the Soviet Union. And it resulted in a Soviet red alert, and it became a campaign issue in this country. Now, Marvin Kalb has learned that the Soviets responded in their own fashion.
The president was joking his way through an audio check on August 11th.
That I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
By August 14th, the story became world news, a major item on Moscow television where the joke was not treated as a laughing matter. August 15th, a coded message left Soviet military headquarters in Vladivostok. It said, in part, "We now embark on military action against the U.S. forces." The code was instantly broken by U.S. and Japanese intelligence. This is what then happened. A special command unit in Ussurisk went on wartime alert. Key Japanese military units raised their readiness status. Soviet naval vessels in the North Pacific, baffled by the order, checked with Vladivostok. Confusion. U.S. intelligence urgently canvassed for signs of an imminent Soviet attack. Found none.
Dude, did you ever know that?
I did not know that.
Reagan's messing around talking about bombing the Russians.
Right, it's 1984. That's wild.
I never knew this.
That could have been the end of the world.
Right, for all we know. If my man says...
You never would have made it.
I'm going to bomb the Russians in 5 minutes. Dude,
oh, my God. Yo,
imagine?
Yo, Ronnie. Come on, Ronnie. No good, buddy.
Oh, my God. All right, last but not least, I found something random on Twitter.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Dude. That's unbelievable.
That happened this day, 1984. That's randomly
wild.
Popped up on my...
Wait, hold on. You just slapped on the ground. What Dickie does in there, he's got to be...
He may resign
petrified.
for all I know.
Wow.
Last but not least, this I randomly found on Twitter. This has no relevance to today's date. It's just something that popped up on Twitter. And this was also from the 80s when I forget what state it was. They put a new state order, Ant. You're not allowed to drink and drive. And listen to the outrage.
Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting common is when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. And pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
Oh, my God.
Those commies.
Oh,
they make us wear seatbelts and don't let us drink beers.
Oh, my God. How insane is that?
We have, in the 80s, we got Reagan. We got Reagan making jokes about bombing Russia. And then we have people down south.
80s?
Yeah, that was the 80s. Upset. Oh, man,
We're going to be communists because you're taking away
my beer and my
drink a
seatbelt.
beer.
And I got to wear a
Because I can't be
seatbelt.
responsible. Oh, my God. That's crazy. Thank God for evolution.
That's the vote today.
You know, people always go, oh, the good old days. Was it?
Yeah, well.
You know, people go, oh, today all this stuff happened. Well, you know why? Because you hear about everything. The news is everywhere. Back then, who only knew what kind of disappearances and murder and mayhem was happening? You know, let's not get it twisted. All right, we got to take a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to talk to Ken Rosenthal coming up next. Cuz Radio, Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Rosenthal next. Amanda Tunis, and this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Phillies win yesterday. Take 3 of 4 against the Nationals. And Ken Rosenthal talked about the no-hitter the other day for Michael Lorenz and wrote a story about how things have changed in Philadelphia, called fans soft as a Philly pretzel. We'll discuss that with him next right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Goodbye,
Jeep Summer of Savings?
Hello?
Gary Barbera's Countdown to Kickoff. If you miss this one, you're walking. Right, Birds Coach Nick?
Hey, this is Coach Sirianni. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
Follow that bear, because right now, new Barbera Jeeps are a flat 15% off.
Philadelphia's Credit Connection.
Brand spanking new.
Jeeps, cheap.
15% off the sticker. Hey, what about Nick's pick?
Boy, I guess.
A nearly new, barely broken in Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I'm not kidding.
$15,990.
Get your butt to Barbera.
For your choice, 15% off brand new Jeep. Previously enjoyed Jeep Grand Cherokee. $15,990 during Gary Barbera's Countdown to Kickoff. Right, Coach Nick?
Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
While supplies last. 15% off select inventory. Plus tax tags, $449.free on starting at $15,990. See GaryBarbera.com for details.
Barbera! 15% off new.
Jeeps, cheap.
Pre-owned Grand Cherokee. $15,990.
Hey, baseball fans, the Bet Parks app has you covered. Bet more than the score. Bet player performances, home runs, hits, strikeouts. Bet game combos like winning team and over-under on total runs. Bet Parks futures bet on MVP, Rookie of the Year, and more. All new users bet $10 and get $125 in sportsbook bonus if your first bet wins. BetParks.com has terms and conditions. New users and winning bets only. Sports bonus bet must be wagered once. See website for details. Must be 21 and in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Ohio. Gambler problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Crank the AC because it's not just hot, it's sizzling hot. All summer long at Parks Casino and Sportsbook. Pennsylvania's #1 casino brings you more ways to make this your hottest summer ever. The slots are hot. Table games are hot. The restaurants are hot. The biggest and best sportsbook on the East Coast is hot. The entertainment is even hotter. Don't miss a minute of the action. Visit ParksCasino.com. Street Road exit off 95 and the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Parks Casino. This is how you win. This is how you win. 21 gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I was just at Wawa, and I think I experienced a panini paradox.
A panini paradox?
Yeah, you see, clearly the bacon mac and cheese with its crispy bacon and toasty bread is the most delicious panini on the menu.
Obviously.
But then, so is the Southwest Chipotle chicken panini with its melty cheese and crunchy bread.
Panini paradox!
Try a breakfast or lunch panini today and see for yourself. Only at Wawa. Wawa Rechargers are energy drinks for everyday doers, for the collectors of seashells and the hikers of mountain trails. You're swinging into summer one hammock at a time and not afraid to take it to the next level. You're out there every day, waking up and doing stuff, and that takes energy. So whether you're biking or barbecuing, Wawa's new Rechargers have customizable energy to help you power through the day ahead. Get energy for every day with new Wawa Rechargers. Gotta have a Wawa.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Worried about your air conditioner melting down this summer? Don't sweat it. Just call your independent Delaware Valley trained comfort specialist for rebates and special financing offers on a new high-efficiency air conditioning system with whole house air filtration. You'll get cooler, cleaner, and healthier air throughout your home and lower energy bills, too. To get started, visit Trane.com to find a Delaware Valley independent trained comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a train. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from BQ Basements and Concrete. We put water back in its place. Go to basementsbybq.com. License number PA158514, 13VH11822 900.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, The Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. More of the Anthony Gargano Show now.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
Oh, welcome back. Cuz Radio Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic on this Friday. Everybody's got the fever, the Phillies fever. And I thought it would only be perfect to have on this guest today from Fox Baseball. And nobody covers baseball like Ken Rosenthal. And he, in his notebook this week, he talked about Philadelphia. Because Kenny went to school here. And he talked about one glorious Sunday afternoon in the early 1980s as I drove with my New York plates into the old Vet Stadium parking lot for Eagles-Giants. My car was pelted with rocks, bottles, and assorted projectiles. That's the Philly I know. And then, of course, as I read to you earlier, he said this Philly, the one that, and I'm paraphrasing, gave Trey Turner all that love and Michael Lorenzen all that love, is as soft as a Philadelphia soft pretzel. Kenny Rosenthal, what's up, brother?
What's up, Anthony?
So is it soft or is it emotional intelligence?
Maybe a little of both. Now, actually, I'm always happy to come on with you. You know that. And I'm also happy in this case because it seems like you get it. I was kind of kidding around in this. It was lighthearted. The people in the comments, as usual, took it literally. Oh, you're so Philly. Please, folks. I know Philly. I've been in Philly. I worked in Philly, lived in Philly. I was just having fun. And
I know, but I think it's a fascinating story, right? Like, forget
what's going on. The Trey Turner thing blew my mind. I have to be honest about that because I also wrote in that about one of the first games I ever covered. This was for the Courier Post in South Jersey. First baseball games I ever covered was the day Schmitty came out in the wig and the sunglasses because he had ripped the fans in a Montreal newspaper. This is before the internet, but we're traveling south. And everybody knew what was up. And back then it was a little bit different. And even, I don't know, last 5 years, some people reminded me, hey, we were giving Ozuna a lot of crap in the DS. I know. I get it. But the Trey Turner thing, that to me was a little bit of a departure for sure.
Well, you know what's we're discussing this today and this is interesting because there is a clear sea change from, when it comes to civility, when it comes like to the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, right? There's certain split as, we evolve as city of fan base. I think the younger generation fan is way more Ted Lasso than, than Ted the Unabomber. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ted Kaczynski.
I hear you. And I've been thinking about this too, and part of it to me is the ballpark. The Vet, come on, let's face it, that place was miserable.
Right.
And it wasn't a happy environment. The Bank is one of the best parks in baseball. It is always a great atmosphere, and it seems to me, obviously the team is really good now, it has been, but that's part of it, and part of it is being happy to be at that place. It's a cool place to be, and I don't know if fans have changed that much. Fans are fans. But at the same time, to imagine a $300 million player struggling and blowing games and then getting cheered the way he was cheered Friday night, I'm sorry, folks. I don't remember that back when I was in school there, back when I was working in South Jersey. That stuff wasn't happening.
Well, you know me. Listen, I am born and raised, and I had my stops in Chicago, New York, but always came back home. And so I've become kind of like, the historian, so to speak, of this town. And obviously that never happened, right? Like there was That never happened. Now, I will say this. I think part of the sea change happened when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. And that ended the 52 years of misery when it came to Eagles winning the Super Bowl. And when the Phillies won it in 2008, that also ended a drought of 100 seasons with no championship. So those are two big things that happened in this century. The Phillies winning in 2008 and then the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, because I saw them do it for Ben Simmons, of all people. I watched that crowd get behind him when he made a three and before he stepped to the foul line. Like, they were all in, and they're the same people.
Yeah. Hey, there's no doubt. And also there's no doubt, and I want to make this clear if it's not clear already, fans there are amazing. They're incredibly passionate, and actually when Harper signed the long deal with the Phillies as a free agent, and he said he was doing it for the fan base, and he wasn't taking any opt-outs, and he was going to be there for the duration. At first, I thought that was a little bit disingenuous. Yeah, he's saying that. But you know what? He did choose the Phillies in part because of the fans, obviously. And that guy is the perfect player for that city. Plays his butt off.
My God.
Yes. So it kind of all works hand in hand with that team. I think Rob Thompson is a Philly kind of manager, a regular guy. It's kind of cool to see this team evolve the way it has. Kind of a lunch pail team, even though it had some big stars. And just seeing all that, that's part of it too. It's a team that the city can identify with.
Totally.
It's never cooler than when you have that kind of synthesis between the two.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Talking to Kenny Rosenthal, Fox, who kind enough to join us today. And I totally feel you. And it was interesting because people across baseball were swept away in the playoffs last year. I remember talking to A-Rod, and A-Rod going, oh, my God. Like, I don't remember this Philadelphia. Like, like everybody across baseball was freaking out by the fans and how the love and that you talked about with that ball club.
No doubt. And I covered those series for Fox, and I remember one of my reports was on the noise in the ballpark. I was getting noise alerts on my phone constantly.
Yes.
And it was just such an electric atmosphere. And when Harper hit that home run, the place, it erupted. But it erupted a number of times. The Hoskins homers, the Martian home, right?
Yeah.
There were all kinds of things going on in a very positive way. And it was just really cool to see. And to me, Philly, was only there 6 years, 4 and then 2 later. But it is like a second home to me. I've lived in Baltimore longer and New York longer, but I love going back, and it's such fun to be there. So many cool people who still work at Citizens Bank Park who were in the vet. So to see all this in a really positive way, it's very cool. And that, by the way, is how I ended the article.
Yes.
Complaining about it, you might want to read it and read it again.
No, I read that whole snippet of the notebook. I read on the air, so we ended it. We ended it correctly because listen, you know me. You and I did this together. I was telling everybody. I go, Kenny and I go back when Ken was at the Baltimore Sun and I was at the New York Post. I mean, we go back to those days covering baseball together. And so I always hated when people would take a snippet of the story and not read the entire context of it and understand, because we all have a voice and there's a context in a story in our voices. So we had to make it sure it was out there for everybody.
Well, I appreciate that. Luckily, it was a shorter article. but
it is interesting. Have you heard of that anywhere? Like you mentioned, and like the Midwest nice, and there is a Midwest nice. However, the nice is very on the surface, very topical, whereas what we're seeing here is deep emotion. So much so, Kenny, I'm writing a book about it. Like I think there is. It's sports builds churches, and I've just seeing this and watching everybody being together. I haven't seen that anywhere. We've been around the country many, many times.
That's sports at its best. And when a team is on a run, like the Phillies were last year, you do see that. The Cubs in 2016, even the then Indians that year had a great year.
Yeah, they did.
You will see that in other places. Now, it's a little bit different in the Northeast. I don't know that anyone questions that. The Cardinals-Cubs rivalry, for instance, is very passionate, very historic, but it doesn't have the same hostility that Yankees-Red Sox does. So there are differences in regions in the country, and there's a lot to be said for what goes on in the Midwest, too, and the way they go about it is, to generalize, a friendlier kind of thing. But that's the beauty of the country, right? That it's all different kinds of cities. Different
the culture of it is, yes, the culture.
That's what makes the country great. So that's part of the fun for me, traveling around and experiencing different people and different fans. I will say this, and social media has made this quite clear to me over the years, seeing the people respond on Twitter and to articles. Fans are fans. I don't know that fans here are better than fans there, or you can make that distinction. I know in the Cardinals whole lore, they have this thing, best fans in baseball, please. They're not the best fans in baseball. All fans are pretty good. And I just don't see one city as being better than the other, or worse than the other, for that matter.
Right. All right, I got to get. Well, I got you. I got to get you on the baseball stuff. So let's examine where the Phillies are. Obviously, Lorenzen has, besides the no-hitter, but he's given them two really good starts. He's been able to. They go to a six-man rotation, and now all of a sudden, the strength, which has been their bullpen and their pitching, got stronger, and now they're finally waking up at the plate, all those big boppers.
They're good. And I was talking with someone from the Braves yesterday. I've got them on Fox tomorrow. And the Braves person was telling me, you know what, I'm watching the Phillies carefully. They worry me. And I'm like, whoa. You're up 10.5, or whatever the number was at that point. But my point is that people see the Phillies still as a threat, a dangerous club. And rightly so. The bullpen in the past had been a weakness. It is, as you said, now a strength. That rotation we saw last October, when it's right, what it can do. Now, the offensive ups and downs have been kind of curious, but there's nothing to say that they can't go on this extended run. With Harper back now, Castellanos and Turner hot again. In Castellanos' case, again, Turner for the first time. So I like them. They're really good. I don't know that they're better than the Braves. I don't know that any team in the National League is better than the Braves. But even the Braves right now are going through a little patch in their rotation that is a little troubling. Granted, they've got this huge lead. They don't have to worry too much. But in October, as we saw last year with the Phillies, as it was never more clear, and we saw it with the 2019 Nationals, we saw it with the 2021 Braves. It's getting hot at the right time. If they can do that, then they've got a shot.
And here's the other thing, too. And then the Braves just get freed back, which is a big deal. But, you know, if for Atlanta, I mean, that team is ridiculous. I mean, that lineup just rakes and rakes and rakes all day long. But the only thing, and this is about the sport more than anything, is it penalizes you when you get off to a great, like you have a great season and you have nothing to play for in September. And now with the wild card, you're off. It's hard, man. It's hard to turn it up. We saw it here in 2011 when I thought the Phillies were the best team. And, you know, they get you short series and you're cold and you're vulnerable.
I agree with that. And, hey, we've seen it time and again over the years. We saw it last year with the Phillies, as you mentioned. And there are many other examples. And it is a little weird. You play the 162 to get the bye. And often teams do need the rest, especially to rest their pitching, but it can kind of mess with your mojo a little bit. And teams like the Phillies, the Cardinals did this 1 year too. You get hot at the end, you carry it through, and you might have something. That's the way the game is set up. I don't know an answer to it. To me, there is great value in getting a bye still, but it can kind of take it away a little bit. Now, with the current format, you're only down for a couple of days. The wild card series is 3 games in 3 days at most. So it does kind of take away the total layoff. But then you can have a situation where, let's say you sweep in the DS and you have to wait to start the LCS or vice versa. The CS and World Series. I mean, these things all can happen. That's just the game. And it's just the way it's going to be.
Is there anybody else in the National League? And obviously you have the Dodgers, and we talk about the Braves, the Phillies, obviously the Dodgers, and they just get Kershaw back last night. But is there anybody else that you go, watch out for that squad to make noise?
I sort of like the Brewers now that Woodruff is back. And they're not a good offensive team. They've got too many kids in the lineup. They're just a team that routinely exceeds its talent level because I think the manager, Craig Counsell, has a huge effect. They did make some good moves at the deadline. Carlos Santana, Mark Canha, Andrew Chafin. Brandon Woodruff came back to the rotation this week, so they've got the possibility again of Burns, Woodruff, Freddie Peralta at the top. That is an impressive group. Now, the Dodgers got Kershaw back last night. That will help their pitching, obviously. The team to watch, we've been waiting for them all season, is San Diego. And we just talked about getting hot at the right time and how that can benefit a club. San Diego is a classic example of a team that if they ever will figure it out, they're still 5 games under 500, they can be a real factor in the postseason. But, again, it's August 11th. We've been waiting for it all year.
Yeah, I don't know what do you think went sideways there? And by the way, all Phillies fans, we covet Soto because we all think he's going to be a Philly. What do you think is the issue with them?
I'm not sure, and it's an odd collection. It's a group of stars that were put together, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not, or at least has not been, a complete team. They did a good job at the deadline, kind of filling in around the margins and making themselves deeper. But something seems off with that group. I'm not quite sure what it is. No one can put their finger on it, but they just haven't clicked.
Yeah, it's weird. And there's some good young talent, like the Arizona and Cincinnati. Obviously, the good young talent. But those two teams have cooled off a little bit too.
Yes, they have, no doubt. And Miami's another one to watch. Are they going to be there the whole year? I don't know. We'll see. That's why San Diego has an opportunity. These teams are cool. They're young, they're inexperienced. San Diego's got all these stars. There's no excuse. But so far, it hasn't happened.
My brother, listen, thank you so much for hanging out, man. And, listen, we'll be ready for you come Red October. Because the Fighters will be back, man.
Actually, Fox has American League this year, so it has to be in the World Series.
That's right. You got to. All right.
Get there.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll see you in the World Series, brother. All right, I'll take you to dinner. All right, pal. See you. There he is, Kenny Rosenthal, Fox, on the Comcast Business Hotline. Nobody can deny it that Philadelphia is the talk of baseball.
I love it.
How about it, Judith?
I love it, man. It's beautiful.
It is awesome, isn't it? All right, we'll get back to it. We'll get to your phone calls coming up next. We want you to take the 5. We want to chop it up with you. 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio Tunis right here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Now I want to tell you about my good friends at Colonial Marble and Granite. You want to change the look and the feel of your home? Well, I urge you, go take a look at your kitchen and go to Colonial Marble, all right? You can save 20% right now on kitchen countertops at any of their 5 Colonial Marble and Granite locations. That's 20% off of all marble, granite, quartz, kitchen countertops, $1,999 or more. Every home improvement project has to start somewhere, right? Like we're doing it at my house. We're working with the great people at Colonial Marble. And the point of departure is them. It's one of their showrooms. Colonial has 5 showrooms where the most extensive and globally curated selection of naturally cool stone in the northeastern United States is yours to explore. Check them out, man. The stones, the slab yards, they're like God's art gallery. Cool stone that you can put up, man. It just makes a big difference in your home. So check out a Colonial showroom in Philadelphia, Harrisburg, King of Prussia, Newcastle, or Edison, New Jersey, and explore the infinite imaginative possibilities that stone can bring to your life. For sales terms and details, please visit colonialmarble.net, but don't delay. This sale ends August 14th. So this weekend, head on over there. Colonial Marble and Granite, the cornerstone of your beautiful home.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Phil's taking another series. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Phil's win another series, this time taking 3 of 4 over the Nationals. They win yesterday 4-1. They were down 1-0 in the 6th before Trey Turner hits a 2-run go-ahead home run. Nick Castellanos hit a solo shot. JT Realmuto went yard as well. Good win for the Titans. They take 3 of 4. Now they take on the Minnesota Twins. Phil's the top wildcard team in the National League. A game-and-a-half lead now over the San Francisco Giants. Just heard from Ken Rosenthal, who was talking Phillies. And, of course, his story about maybe the change in attitude of Philadelphia sports fans. You'll be able to hear that again on 97.5thefanatic.com. Coming up at 12:20, Zach Berman will join the show as the Eagles have their first preseason game of the season Saturday, tomorrow, against the Baltimore Ravens. Keep it locked in the Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
And Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
FanFest is back, and 97.5 The Fanatic is partnered with FanDuel to make the 10th anniversary of FanFest bigger and better than ever. New for this year, catch a pair of concert performances by Ray Shrimmerd and another huge national artist. Hang out with an all-star team of Philly sports legends and watch FanDuel's Superstar Showdown. Plus, play fun sports games and win exclusive prizes. It all goes down Saturday, August 26th at Xfinity Live. For more info, including how you can score tickets for free, visit FanDuel.com/FanFest.
21 plus to attend. Free ticket offer for FanDuel users only, and must place a $25 real money wager after opt-in to FanFest promotion. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/FanFest. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is David Keller from David Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. And you know I love Philly sports, but when I'm not at a game, I take care of my clients. Sometimes, it seems harder than ever to buy a car right now. And then when you do, you go into service, and it's awful, right? Well, I can fix all that. I mean, forget about the old way you bought a car. I'll get you the car you need, the terms you need, and then I'll take care of you right up until you buy your next car. Because I love my clients, and I love our Philly sports teams. And that's why I've always been your dealer. You just didn't know it.
The Philadelphia Union are marching on as they advance to the League's Cup quarterfinals. Come watch your Union this Friday night, August 11th at 8 p.m. at Subaru Park as they take on Querétaro FC for a spot in the League's Cup semifinals. Tickets are available. Watch every Union game this season on MLS Season Pass. Tune in all season long to 97.5thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, or on your smart speaker. 97.5 The Fanatic is your official 2023 Union Radio broadcast partner, presented by Live Casino and Hotel, Philadelphia.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Like any good agent, we're here for the open house, for the closing, for handing over keys. But because we're realtors, we're here for so much more. Agents who are realtors volunteer at nearly 3 times the national average. We're working to broaden access to credit, increase affordable housing supply, and ensure fair housing for all. And realtors are bound by a code of ethics. We're here for it all. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
The
question is, who should you trust your family's comfort to? We trust H&H Heating and Air Conditioning in the Kincaid household because right now you can schedule a $99 air conditioner tune-up and H&H will tune up your gas furnace for free, including a carbon monoxide check. So if you need a new system, you can ask about special financing or up to $1,200 in rebates on qualifying systems that are subject to credit approval. See the dealer for details. We love Delco HVAC, H&H Heating and Air Conditioning. They're an independent trained dealer, and you can find them online. DelcoHVAC.com. Tell them the Kincaid sent you to DelcoHVAC.com.
Guys, are you tired of swing and miss performance issues? Stop striking out in the bedroom and call Iron Mountain Men's Health today. This is Dr. Avi Donapel, founder of Iron Mountain Men's Health. My team of physicians will create a custom treatment plan for your ED and low testosterone that's safe, effective, and designed to treat your specific symptoms. Schedule your free consultation today so you can knock it out of the park this summer. Call or visit us online to book your appointment at ironmountainmenshealth.com. Iron Mountain Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Dude, we got breaking news.
What's that?
The Christmas Day NBA games are out.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to text you this yesterday.
Oh, my God, dude.
Shame on me, man.
I mean, we missed this, dude. This is a big deal. How about to start the day, Bucks, Knicks, and then, dude, Christmas Day. Play the song. Or can we do that?
Nah, it's off the board.
All right. Sixers and Heat. Sixers, Miami, Christmas Day.
So what would that be, the 2 o'clock game?
So, yeah, the first game's at noon.
Right.
So that's probably the 2:30 game?
Like, that's a good time. You're done the gifts and everything. That's when you're preparing for the dinner.
Right. So, like, if you think about it, wow, that kind of snuck up. Remember, we weren't even thinking about Christmas Day. I mean, last year we felt slighted. By the way, so how about this for a day?
Yeah.
We're going to have Sixers Heat at 2:30, and then 4:30 Eagles Giants. What?
You want to know how bad?
What?
You want to know how bad the Sixers...
Play Christmas music now, Judas.
Play Christmas music. I do have that on the board, believe it or not.
Yes. Sixers, Heat, Eagles, Giants. St. Nick on the show on Monday. Are you kidding me?
We got a yo.
Yo.
We don't have a yo. I just needed to play.
Merry Xmas. Yo. Oh, my God. Dude, that's unbelievable. Christmas Day, Sixers, Heat, Eagles, Giants. There is no, there's going to be a lot of moms upset.
Hello, Christy.
Like, half the moms will be happy, like they'll be into it, but the other half will
Christy.
be upset. Christmas is taken over, hijacked by sports. Yes! What a day.
You want to know how bad it is for the Sixers right now? I can't tell you how many tweets I saw yesterday saying, thank God this game's first so that the Eagles can make me happy again.
Yes.
People are so upset with the Sixers right now that they're not even that excited for it.
Yeah, but it'll change. I mean, we'll get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when Joe's going for his back-to-back MVP season.
I mean, listen. I mean, come on. We'll get. You know, we're gonna get into it a little bit. Like, it's then Christmas Day. Like, come on. You're watching 2:30. What are you gonna do? You're gonna watch the game. It's either 2 or 2:30. You watch the game. I hope it's at 2.
Yeah, so that you have a little bit of breathing room before the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't want to go right from. I need some space because I don't want to end in the fourth quarter.
You don't want to hear the buzzer and then have to hear this.
Yes.
You want to at least like 20 minutes. It's Christmas.
Right.
That's when you send your texts out. Have Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and we do the Christmas Eve bash. So our Christmas is pretty low key.
Hey, Philadelphia, Merry Christmas.
That's it, buddy. That's it. All right, let's open up the phone line, 610-632-0975. And don't forget the 5. Your 5 for today is this. Give me your last game of significance historical significance that you attended. What are you looking for Birds tomorrow night against the Ravens? Who you watching?
Can I give you my answer for that one? Because you know how I joke around about preseason football and all that kind of stuff. But there is somebody I'm very interested in seeing, and it's not the young kids on defense. I'm obviously excited to see them point blank. But I imagine he plays. It's going to be his first time playing right guard. I want to see how Cam Jurgens lines up.
I agree.
Because I'll be honest, dude, like I still am kind of weary about that. I'm not a Sayamalu fan, and I'm glad that he's not here anymore, but Jurgens is small. Kelsey is small.
Yeah.
You know, now all of a sudden I'm going.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, I got, get ready, Lane.
That's right.
Get ready to work, man.
That's
so that's somebody I'm looking forward to seeing how he handles a pass rush.
I'm with you. All right, I'm going to give you, and I'll give you all the 5 coming up. But that's your second question. Your third question is an item from a movie or TV show. One of your favorite characters. You get an item. So I'll tell you, a long time ago, we talk about Gladiator a lot. The movie Gladiator.
Yeah.
And how about Pat Croce, our beloved Pat Croce? He got the sword, the Maximus sword. He got that movie prop. He
That's
bought
pretty
it.
Cool. That's awesome.
Right? He got the sword, which is pretty cool. And then you can have a sports item. So you could take somebody's item. You could take. And then, of course, question number 4 is highlight something new. It could be a new business. We were talking about Danny's Deli off the cheesesteak you had yesterday. And, it could be a business, could be a product, it could be a show, a song, whatever. And then question number 5 is give me 3. So we'll do our give me 3 stuff. So hopefully that'll all go down. Let's get back to let's open up the lines. Cousin Steve gets us started. What do you say, Stevie?
Cuz, how's it going, my brother?
What's happening, man?
Nothing much hanging in there. So I had a couple of things I wanted to run by you because one of them I was going to see this guy wanted your blessing on it. So I have a close friend of mine at work. His entire life he's been a Dallas fan. So after this last season, he finally gets fed up with them, and he says he wants to convert.
So he wants to convert.
Yeah. Now here's.
But what's the backstory here? Like you got to give me
here
some
it is
about
right now.
Yeah.
All his boys, all his family, they're all Eagles fans. His fiance just got engaged too. He's getting married next year. She's an Eagles fan. He also has a very young daughter that he said he doesn't want to raise as a Cowboys fan in Eagles land. And that's just the personal side of it. Sports side of it, he said he's done with Dak, he's done with Jerry, he's done with the organization. He can't take it no more. And he was asking for your blessing on it. He's an avid listener. He's listening right now. It's my boy Lee from work. So
no, where's he from, Lee? Where's Lee from?
He's from I'm not sure the exact county, to be honest with you. He's from outside of Philadelphia, up past like the Horsham area, I believe, because we work together in Horsham.
Okay. So here's the short answer is, conversion just doesn't, you don't just announce it. Like you can't just do that. You got to go through a long series of tests and all kinds of things, let alone if you're a Cowboy fan. That's just for conversion of a normal fan, not a Cowboy fan.
Right. So here's the other half of it, right? I told him he's on at minimum an 8-week probation. He's got to get through at least half the season without wavering. And I told him I'll take him to his first. He's already got himself a jersey. I'm going to take him. I said, I'll take you to your first tailgate, and we're going to baptize him at the tailgate. We're going to pour a beer down his forehead instead of holy water.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you should take him to Fan Fest, and he's got to go through the pit of misery. He's got to bring all his stuff, and they got to burn it. Like, we got to throw stuff in the Bagster. We got to take...
He did put a video up on his Instagram of him burning his Dallas stuff in his fire pit in the backyard.
Yeah. I mean, I got to tell you, brother, I'm inclined to say no.
Okay.
Because of the Cowboy fan thing, and he's got it. What about the Fan Fest, the pit of misery?
Hey, he's willing to do whatever he has to do.
All right. Well, I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to give you tickets, and you got to take him to Fan Fest into the pit of misery. Like, he's got to do that. Like, that's got to start like, it's a long process of conversion.
Yeah, this guy's a fraud. Oh, the Cowboys aren't playing well, and the Eagles got to the Super Bowl, so I'm going to be an Eagles fan now. Fraud.
I know. Again, it's something that, again, bothers me, especially when we're dealing with now.
How come you didn't want to be an Eagles fan 10 years ago? You want to be an Eagles fan now when they're, just come out of the Super Bowl, a young quarterback on the rise. Also, the Cowboys suck. And, they bother you a year in and year out, but true fans live and die with their team. So now you're turning your back on the Cowboys and becoming a bandwagon fan. You're double fraud. I'm out.
Yeah, listen, I get it.
You're nicer than me, man.
I get it. I mean, I completely understand.
But you always say the term, you need to bleed to know bliss.
Yeah.
This guy ain't bleeding.
No, I mean, to switch.
He's born on third base.
Like Lee, I have a tough time. Like, that's why he's got to, at the very least, like, we start with the pit of misery. He's got to be on the sidelines. Like, he can't be baptized.
No.
Like, he's talking about baptizing him at a tailgate. Like, I love the symbolic nature of it, but it's way too soon. Before you become baptized, he's got to go through a year, at least an entire season of being on the sidelines and going through a series of tests.
Yeah, I don't trust these people, man.
Right?
I can't trust somebody.
Listen,
you're turning your back on the team that you've been rooting for your entire life. You've probably been bashing Eagles. That guy's been bashing the Eagles fans and the Eagles. 5 rings. Yeah, he's been doing that.
Listen, I like Steve, and I appreciate Steve's, sticking up for
He's looking after his boy,
Like, I completely understand that. I love Steve for it. But it's way too soon to baptize. Like, he's got to go through a long series of initiations. And then, and then there's going to be a lengthy probationary period. You can't be just willy-nilly baptizing former Cowboy fans. Like, you're going to trust the Soviet spy?
And this is his friend,
no,
right?
I'm good now.
This is his friend. This isn't like a 16-year-old.
Right.
Like, no, this is, I don't know what his age was. Let's say at least 30.
Yeah.
So that means he's been doing 20-plus years of legit Cowboys fandom.
Exactly.
Probably ripping the Eagles. Probably wore a Romo jersey.
My man Eddie Wright wants to know, are any of these mutts really going to go into the pit? I hope so.
They're not.
I hope so. I hope they go into the pit.
And it's great and all to say, oh, he burned all his Cowboys jerseys. I need to have a private investigator go in the house. Is there a prized Cowboys jersey that he still kept? Like, it's one thing if I was like, oh, I'm not an Eagles fan anymore. I'm going to burn my Hank Basket jersey. But I still have my B. West jersey.
You're right.
It's one thing for him to go, I'm gonna burn, I don't know, give me a terrible Cowboys player, my Miles Austin jersey.
Right.
But, I'm gonna keep my my Troy Aikman jersey.
Yeah, see, that can't happen, dude. Like, I need
a private eye going into that house.
I know. That's why, we don't just willy-nilly baptize. oh, let me just throw a Coors Light over the guy's head, and he's an Eagle fan. Like, I can't.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's got to be taken serious.
And he needs to know pain because he probably was part of the reason he inflicted pain.
I know. I'm with you. By the way, I didn't know this. How about a Gladiator 2? Now, it was halted. It was being filmed, but the strike halted it.
Oh, is that right?
Gladiator 2.
How about that?
Would you be in on this?
Yeah, I would watch it because Gladiator was such a good movie, but I do have fear that it won't reach that status.
I don't know. I know. But I would be interested in that.
You have to watch it. You always have to see the sequel of a great movie.
Yeah. And Ridley Scott,
Has there ever been a sequel that you didn't watch of a movie you loved?
Now, number 2 or like a 3, 4, 5, 6 type of thing?
Number 2. We'll go with number 2.
No, I think...
If it's a good movie, you're going to watch the sequel. So you're going to watch it. I just get worried that it's not going to come through, which we've seen that before.
Yeah. Here's the plot. You ready? One of the plot idea is to have a Maximus have a supernatural approach, and it's like this in the afterlife. It takes place. So you remember Maximus dies at the end. And so Gladiator 2 picks up in the afterlife. That would be kind of interesting.
It'd be interesting.
And there was all these like battles and mythical that takes it to another level. My man Danny Muriello, bleep Lee, the Cowboy fan.
I agree.
D9.
Yep.
Wow.
If I had the power, I'd say no.
That's my man Danny. John, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Good afternoon, John.
Hey, Anthony. How you doing?
What's up, brother?
Hey, got to talk to Tunis, man. Tomorrow is Lithuanian Day.
Lithuanian Day?
Lithuanian Day. Tunis, I know you're from Philly, so you may not be aware of it, but my family's from upstate, Shenandoah, Pennsylvania, and Lithuanian Day goes back 30, 40 years.
Oh.
We are having a bash tomorrow.
That's awesome.
What, like at your crib or like somewhere?
What's that?
Like, this takes place somewhere or is this at your crib?
This is at my house, but back in the day, it was up at an amusement park called Lakewood Park, and then I think they have something up in Schuylkill Haven in a mall parking lot. They do it up there. But for us, it's a family thing. We've been doing this for 30 years.
I'm pretty sure I went to that park event as a kid. It's near, it's near like a lake or something, right near water.
Lakewood Park had an old wooden roller coaster.
Oh yeah, I was there. Yeah, they had the big
celebrated Lithuanian
Day there? They had the big slide there.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember that place. I didn't know that was like a Lithuanian Day though. I just thought that was like, hey, let's all get together and hang out.
August 15th. And like I said, it's been going on for 50 years. It started like.
So what are some of the food items and the fun that happens on Lithuanian Day?
Well, at my place, we made 25 pounds of kielbasa last week.
Dude.
We got fresh kielbasa. My daughter's making bellinis. You know what bellinis are?
Yes.
I love the bellinis.
Yeah, man.
That's Lithuanian? That's awesome.
Yeah, we're making city chicken. And like tomorrow at my house, it's just going to be beer, food, polka.
Now, do you have Švyturys or any other Lithuanian beers?
No. We don't do that.
Let me tell you something. You know, where are you at? You're in Langhorne?
In Langhorne.
If you want to make the drive, Roger Wilco in Pennsauken, they have Švyturys cans there.
No kidding.
Yeah, I just bought some.
That's awesome.
You got to get it. You got to get this.
They have a bunch of them. The only thing is Because they're shipped internationally, and it's not like Corona. They don't go off the shelves that quick. So just check the date. I'll say.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm sure they're still on the shelf. I don't see Lithuanian beer flying off the shelves anymore.
Yeah, man. Roger Wilco. I picked up, and it's the tall cans. I picked up 12 of them not too long ago.
That's awesome. I'll run out and get them.
Yeah, they have the extra, and they have the Baltas.
All right. Sounds good, man.
All right. Well, happy Lithuanian Day, man.
Happy Lithuanian Day's right. Enjoy it.
Let's start the tradition here in Bucks County, man. August 15th, Lithuanian Day.
All right. I'm in. Sounds good, John.
I like it.
Fakes.
Good job.
Spike it.
That's awesome, dude.
Dude, that's fantastic.
I'm wearing a Lithuanian shirt as we speak.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
It says "Isfeikata," which is cheers. It's just
wait, say it again.
Isfeikata.
Isfeikata.
Yeah, there you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's so funny. As a kid, I know the park. So they had this giant.
So did you go there? You went there as a kid to celebrate it?
They had this giant slide, and it was you sat in the like the potato sacks to go down because it was like metal, and it would be hot. So your legs would just burn off, but you would sit in the potato sacks, and it was
dude, that's fun.
And it was in like a wooden building, and I remember the roller coaster. There was a pool. I know exactly what he's talking about. I don't know the last time I went though. I was young.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, but I didn't.
That sounds like a blast.
I thought that was just like a summer get together. I didn't know that there was an actual day. Because I celebrate Independence Day in March and in February. Like, I celebrate those days. I just don't celebrate Lithuanian days. That's cool. I'm going to have a beer.
Celebrate Lithuanian Day.
You know I'm crushing a few beers
August
tonight.
15th. I may have to pop over.
I still got some.
Crush a couple.
Yeah, man.
You had one for me.
Yeah, I forgot to bring. I didn't want to bring it to you and get warm because it's in my fridge.
Yeah.
So come on over.
Yeah, I'll celebrate a little.
What are you doing
Lithuanian
around?
Day.
What are you doing around 2:45?
Yeah, you got.
I'm serious. I got Coop at the daycare.
That's beautiful. I'm down, man.
Come on over. I got to mow the lawn.
Yeah,
have a beer with me afterward.
You got.
That's usually my Friday tradition. In my very exciting life that I live.
Well, listen, the two of us, exciting is not exactly an adjective to describe it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love the concept that John's talking about. We got Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank. What do you say, Uncle Frank?
Hey, boy, happy, what do you want to call it? Fightings are rolling and Football Friday, boys.
What do you say, buddy? What's going on?
Andrew, I could be Lithuanian for one day. They have a nice vodka.
They do, actually. Lithuania is very well known for their vodka, beer, the honey liquor, drinking, more imbibing.
I'm down.
You actually, Uncle Frank, I'm going next summer. If you came, you would have the time of your life, dude.
Well, you know what I want to do, honestly? Email me your schedule for the beach the rest of the summer. I got to go to the Alps with you.
Oh, damn right, man. I'm in.
You imagine?
I don't really have a schedule. I know I'm Mr. Planner over here, but, you know.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't have a schedule, but we go down, we're back and forth. Hey, all seriousness, Dom, feel better, buddy. We're all rooting for you,
Thank you, buddy.
La Familia.
Tom.
Andrew. So, lines were jammed yesterday, but I got to tell you, that was just great theater Wednesday night. Andrew, I'm happy you were there. Watch that amazing game. There were so many just beautiful sidebars to it. An incredible game and fun, and I love telling Mean the difference between a no-no and a perfect game. And
I never heard that before.
What do you mean?
That people say that you can't use the word no for a no hitter. That no-nos were for perfect games because it was no hits, no runs. And I didn't know that. I had no idea about that.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
See? 64 years on this earth, I learned something new. But, Andrew, I got to tell you, where, pray tell, were all those mooks with the derailing gifts, huh?
They're all quiet now. They're all quiet.
Yeah, they are. Listen, you guys in the front car, you know I am. My guys, they fortified the walls that surround the cars, so go bleep yous and leave my boy alone moving forward. So let me go back to that game. It was like, I don't know, it's like a home-cooked meal. It's like a Hallmark moment, you know? It's just the families, and I love about baseball. I love the lure. Talk about lure. How about, Wilson's home run at his first at-bat? Here's a kid who has toiled and labored right through the system so many years. It's a great script. It really is. But baseball is the lure, right? The idiosyncrasy, the superstitions. Like, when they showed no one getting near Lorenzen leading up to the ninth, it was so cool. And then he walked out by himself. Very cool. I love that stuff. You guys into that, right? The lore of that, the superstitions.
Come on, you know that. I mean, it's romantic. Tunis used the word romantic yesterday.
Yes,
you know me. I'm all romance.
So am I.
I love that stuff. I mean, I romance sports all the time, romanticize about sports all the time.
Right. And lastly, is it me or is Topper seems to be showing better patience and resolve with his starting pitchers lately? I mean,
I think he's done. I think he's done exactly what he always does. Yeah. Now, you aren't going to take out in that situation. You can't take Lorenzen out. So, thanks, Uncle Frank. Man, show flying by today. So sit tight. We still got lots to do. Coming up next, Zach Berman. We love him. Athletic, covers the Birds. Zachariah. We'll talk a little bit about what to expect tomorrow night. Eagles, Ravens, kicking off this preseason. Dude, maybe we do a little Eagles, Ravens, dude, over Lithuanian beer. That's a possibility.
That sounds nice.
All right. Let's try to save you some money right now. Let's try to make sure that your car, your vehicle, is in the best working condition it can possibly be. And you achieve that with Meineke. Yes, I tell you about Meineke all the time. Vital to every car owner, every auto owner. They got you covered. Semi-synthetic oil changes start at $29.95. Full synthetic oil changes start at $59.95. Up to 5 quart standard filter plus disposal fees. Is your car's warning bell dinging? What about the check engine light? Any of that stuff. The ding or the light can mean a number of things. Some simple, nothing. Right? Loose gas cap, something benign. Others, very serious. So make sure you find out at your local Meineke. And right now, at your local Meineke, save $10 when you spend $50. Save $20 when you spend $150. Save $50 when you spend $400 or more. What about your brakes? You got bad brakes? All right. And you keep breaking your personal swear jar record? I know about swearing. Give your brakes and your budget a break. 50% off brake pads and shoes at your local Meineke Car Care Center. And all Meinekes, did you know, locally owned and operated. Find out more information about your local Meineke Service Center or schedule your service appointment today. Go to Meineke.com, Meineke, Meineke.com. Meineke for tires and brakes and batteries and exhaust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Fanatic Sports Update.
6-3-4, Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone fixed finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. The Phillies take 3 of 4 against the Nationals. Yesterday, they get the win. Nice job by Trey Turner. 2-run home run. He now has a 7-game hitting streak. Nick Castellanos hits a home run. That's now 3 in 2 games. Realmuto goes yard as well. Aaron Nola gets out of a couple of jams. He was down 1-0 when he exited the game. Strom comes in, closed the book. He eventually gets the win. So the Phillies now 3 of 4, top wild card spot. They have a 1.5 lead over the San Francisco Giants, who sit second. Phils now begin a series with the Twins. Eagles have their first preseason action tomorrow night against the Ravens. Zach Berman will be joining the Cuz next. Talk more about it. Keep it locked in the Fanatic for all latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Cuz. Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic. FanFest 2023 is Saturday, August 26th at Xfinity Live with FanDuel Sportsbook. Go to 97.5thefanatic.com for details and ticket rate info.
FanFest 2023 is brought to you by Imagine Lifestyle's Luxury Rentals. From Bentley to Lamborghini, Ferrari, and more. Get all your exotic car rentals in one place. Visit them at ImagineLifestyles.com.
And 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Goodbye, Jeep Summer of Savings. Hello. Gary Barbera's Countdown to Kickoff. If you miss this one, you're walking. Right, Birds Coach Nick?
Hey, this is Coach Sirianni. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
Follow that bear, because right now, new Barbera Jeeps are a flat 15% off.
Philadelphia's Credit Connection.
Brand spanking new.
Jeeps, cheap.
15% off the sticker. Hey, what about Nick's pick?
Boy, I guess.
A nearly new, barely broken in Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I'm not kidding.
$15,990.
Get your butt to Barbera.
For your choice, 15% off brand new Jeep. Previously enjoyed Jeep Grand Cherokee. $15,990 during Gary Barbera's Countdown to Kickoff. Right, Coach Nick?
Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
While supplies last. 15% off select inventory. Plus tax tags, $449. Pre-owned starting at $15,990. See GaryBarbera.com for details.
Barbera! 15% off new.
Jeeps, cheap.
Pre-owned Grand Cherokee. $15,990.
Hey guys, Bob Cooney here. Women's soccer, it's on the world stage, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. All you have to do is go to FanDuel.com/Bob to join today. Take a look at all the pools, see who's doing what, see who's playing well. There's so many different things you can bet on, so don't miss your chance to get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Just go to FanDuel.com/Bob to sign up. Make every moment more with FanDuel.
21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For by National Tax Advisory Services. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call tax relief helpers right now at 800-761-2855 and get the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-761-2855 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-761-2855. 800-761-2855. 800-761-2855.
If you have to towel off after you towel off, don't throw in the towel. Call your independent Delaware Valley trained comfort specialist for a new high-efficiency air conditioning system with whole-house air filtration. You'll get cooler, cleaner, and healthier air throughout your home and lower energy bills, too. So if your AC puts out more hot air than a politician, visit Train.com to find a Delaware Valley independent trained comfort specialist near you and ask about rebates and special financing offers. It's hard to stop a train. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
Hey, you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic right now, and you're hearing about all these great opportunities from our sponsors. What would it feel like to listen and hear us talking about your business? More importantly, how will you feel when your phone rings with people saying, I heard you on 97.5 The Fanatic? Find out how you can make that happen. Send an email to marketing@975thefanatic.com. That's marketing@975thefanatic.com. The next commercial you hear could be yours.
Free. Hi, I'm Steven Singer. I have a big announcement. I'm giving away free diamonds. You must be thinking, have I lost my mind? Am I nuts? Well, sort of. They're free lab-grown diamonds. You must be thinking, Steven only sells real, natural, earth-born diamonds. You're right. I would never sell a lab-grown diamond, but I'd give them away because that's what I think they're worth. Free is the most I'd ever charge for a lab-grown diamond. To prove it, tomorrow only, The first 100 guests who visit my showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut get a free half-carat lab-grown diamond. Here's the best part. You don't have to buy anything. That's right, a free half-carat lab-grown diamond. No purchase required. Don't be fooled and pay for a lab-grown diamond. It's happening tomorrow, starting at 12 noon. Be one of the first 100 guests to get a free lab-grown diamond at Steven Singer Jewelers, the other corner of 8th and Walnut.
Terms and conditions apply. More of the Anthony Gargano Show now.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, welcome back. It's 12:22 across the Delaware Valley. And August is upon us, and August means camp and then preseason. We had preseason football last night, doubleheader, and we got more games tonight. And, of course, Eagles and Ravens preseason game number 1. And my main man joins us every Friday. We love him from The Athletic. He does such a great job covering the Birds. Great football man. Of course, is Zach Berman. Zachariah, what's happening?
Hey, thanks for having me on.
You kidding me? Come on, brother. This is it. This is your time. We got a game. How about it? We got our first game Saturday, 7 o'clock, Eagles and Ravens. And obviously not a lot of starters are going to play and all, but always fun and always something to look forward to. What are you looking at, Zachariah?
Yeah, well, first off, this is the start of a frantic stretch for the Eagles in that they have this game Saturday. It's the start of 13 days with 3 preseason games and 3 joint practices. So everything's kind of concentrated into this 2-week period. So camp really gets into a different gear right now. What I'm looking forward to watching is, as you said, the established starters are not going to play, but there are some really intriguing, I won't even call them depth guys, contributors who are going to play. Most specifically, the rookies. I think the 2 Georgia guys in the straight, or the 3 Georgia guys, but the 2 Georgia first rounders are going to play, Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. And I'm most eager to see Nolan Smith. If you heard Nolan Smith talk yesterday, this guy hasn't played since October because of the injury. He can't wait to hit someone with a different color jersey. I think Eagles fans are really going to get a sense of who Nolan Smith is in this game.
Wow. And he's been flashing all camp, right?
Yeah, he's been probably better than people have realized. And I say that because the athletic traits were apparent when they drafted him, right? We all saw what he did at the Combine. But when you see how quick he is to the quarterback, you see how versatile he is. The Eagles have played him everywhere from 4-eye to edge rusher to off-ball linebacker, which you don't typically do for someone who's been with the team for a week. But that shows that he can handle it physically and with his intelligence and with his toughness. So he's been really one of the big stories in camp, just because I think the football skills are matching the athletic traits.
Oh, look at that! Like that's a big deal. I remember when he was there for the Eagles to select. I remember thinking, "Wow, that's incredible value to get in that spot."
Yeah, I kept hearing the week of the draft, watch out for this guy to the Eagles at number 10, right? And of course, if Jalen Carter slipped, that'd be the pick, and that turned out to be the pick. But I kept hearing like this is a guy who fits the Eagles, who they would take at 10. They're rare traits. The Eagles had opportunities to trade back from 30 into the second round, get a good haul there. They stayed because of Nolan Smith. And it befuddles me as I watch this that 29 draft picks went off the board without Nolan Smith going off the board, simply because the athletic traits at that position are so hard to find.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I really am. All right, let's look at elsewhere, right? And let's look at. So, what do you think the quarterback rotation is? I mean, we're going to see like a handful of Mariota Because I guess he hasn't really looked that well in camp.
Yeah, I do think we'll see some Mariota. I think we'll see much more Ian Book and Tanner McKee.
Yeah.
And there is a competition there for the third quarterback job. I'll quickly, though, address Hurts because I've gotten a lot of questions on this. And in Sirianni's first 2 seasons, he played Hurts in the first preseason game. I don't. And if you recall last year, Hurts went 6 for 6 on that opening drive, but took a big late hit. Didn't play again for the rest of the preseason. My guess is Hurts doesn't play because they have to join practice 2 days later with Cleveland. And I actually don't think we'll see as much Mariota. I think we'll see more Tanner McKee and Ian Book because the 1s and the 2s are going to get a lot of work against Cleveland.
Ooh, look at that, dude. I like it. I like it a lot. How do you view some of the backup skill kind of jobs going on, right? So let's look at the crowded running back room. And, obviously without tackling to the ground and all, you and I have talked about Trey Sermon before. There's a reason why they kept him. Does he have any shot at making this thing or no?
I think he does. The numbers don't help. I mean, he's in a mix of 5 guys, and it's hard to see them keeping 5 backs. Now, there's certain things you can do with, say, Boston Scott, who's a vested veteran. You can cut him, then bring him back because he's not exposed to waivers. But then the question is still you don't want to keep 5 running backs on your roster. But when you look at Trey Sermon, if you like the player that he is now, and you think that he can be a part of a running back rotation beyond this season, he's under contract for the next 2 years, right? So that's valuable to them because when you're looking at those depth spots, you don't want to expose the guy to waivers that you're afraid you're going to lose him. And an example of that is just how the Eagles acquired Trey Sermon, right? He has not been on the open market because San Francisco waived him. The Eagles claimed him off of waivers, and the Eagles held on to him last year, like we said, for a reason. So I'm real intrigued to see Trey Sermon. At the very least, I think if he plays well, he can boost his potential trade value. But he could force the Eagles to have to make a decision there at running back.
What about how's Penny look to you? And what about Swift? I mean, we know Swift's ability to catch the football, but how those two looked. And Penny's a guy we haven't talked a lot about because of the injury. When healthy, my man was a dynamic runner when he was healthy.
Yeah. So Swift has looked really good this summer. And as we talked about, catching the ball out of the backfield in particular, but even just getting to the second level on his runs, he has that explosiveness. Penny looks the part. I mean, Penny reminds me a lot of Ryan Matthews when Ryan Matthews was here. And I know there's that San Diego State parallel, but he's physically different than the other backs. And as long as he can stay healthy, his ability to pick up yards in chunks based on the power running game and the explosiveness he has, he can be an asset there. But he's someone who I think you really need to see it with the pads on more than anything else.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense with him. We're talking to Zach Berman, the Athletic, getting pumped up. We got Eagles and Ravens tomorrow night. How about, as we continue to look at the backup situation, let's look at the receivers, right? Because obviously with A.J. Brown and Devontae, you're real top-heavy. But what about receiver depth? Zacchaeus from Atlanta comes aboard. What do you think of him, and what kind of camp is Quez having?
Quez is having a really good camp. Better than last year, more comparable to the one that he had 2 years ago. And I think Quez he's definitely going to have a comparable role to last year. But I think that going into a contract year, there's reasons to be optimistic in the way Quez is playing. Zacchaeus has made some plays. If you're looking for a down the depth chart guy to watch Saturday night, who fans haven't had a chance to see yet because they've only had that one open practice, it's Joseph Ngata. He's an undrafted rookie from Clemson. Now, this is a guy who was a huge recruit when Clemson
He was hurt, right?
Yeah, exactly. Had some injury problems when he was at Clemson. but when you see him on the field, 6'3", 217, a legit outside receiver, has made plays throughout the summer to the point that he was getting some first-team snaps in practice yesterday. He's wearing number 86. So that's the player who I would tell.
Oh, I love this. 86, Joseph Nagata.
Yep, Nagata. So we're going down to Baltimore where Haloti Ngata played. It's spelled the same as Haloti Ngata. It's pronounced Ngata.
Ngata, yeah. And I remember liking him because he was the guy that was hurt and never really got on the field much down there, but was a kid with a lot of ability. That was another Howie value get.
Yeah, he was supposed to be kind of the next in line of those Clemson wide receivers. They had DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins, T. Higgins, and then it was supposed to be Ngata there. And then, like you said, the injuries hurt him. But one thing Howie does is Howie looks for these former top recruits who might have slipped through the cracks, because if you're a top recruit at one point, there's clearly talent or traits that are still there to be developed.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's a good name. All right. Any other? Let's look at the other side of the ball. Who are we looking on the other side that might be that maybe flashing a little bit that you think there's a possibility at doing something?
So at cornerback, the player I would watch is Josh Jobe. Now, Jobe was on the roster last year, right?
I liked him last year.
Eagles fans know. But going into camp, I thought Greedy Williams was going to be the number 3 cornerback, the top reserve on the outside. Jobe has outplayed him, and Jobe is kind of cementing that role, and that's important. That's an important spot for the Eagles because Blay and Bradbury are both over 30. If they miss time, who steps in as that top reserve? And I thought it was going to be Greedy. It really does look like it's going to be Josh Jobe. And then the other guy who I really want to see in action is Sidney Brown, because I think Sidney Brown, I thought going into camp he would have a chance to start. He hasn't really pushed his way up the depth chart now, but this is the time of year or the time of summer, I should say, when those rookies really start to make their move. Between that first preseason game and the third preseason game is when the rookies kind of get things underneath them. So I want to see what Sidney Brown does out there.
Yeah, man. He's a guy that we all like. You and I talked about before. I liked him at college, like in Illinois. They had a good defense, and I think all along they're hoping that he kind of pops a little bit. What about the new linebackers? I love getting those new linebackers. Miles Jack, I think, was a big deal. What do you think? What's your assessment been of the 2 new linebackers?
Yeah, so like you said there, Miles Jack and Zach Cunningham both come with legitimate starting experience, draft pedigree, production. Both those guys signed $50 million+ contracts, so they've done it in the league. Now, there's a reason why they were on the street first week of August, but I think both those signings made sense, especially when they made them. As far as what I've seen from them, it's been fairly limited. Miles Jack took first-team snaps his first day in practice with the team. He was with the second team with Cunningham yesterday. I don't know how much they're going to play. There is a getting up to speed part of this, but they don't have numbers at linebacker as it is, right? They're not just thin in terms of talent. They're thin in terms of overall depth. So I got to imagine, unless they're going to play down the depth chart guys the whole game, these guys are going to get some work. And I'm curious to see Miles Jack in particular, because the athletic traits that he has, I think, can really be an asset next to Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, I do too. I thought, again, kudos to Howie, who just is always on the lookout, and knowing that was pretty thin. I thought was really smart. He's the one thing about Howie, he's become, easily one of the top GMs in the game, and he's on top of who he thinks are thin spots. He's always quick to address those. I I got to tell you, I love how he manages the roster.
Yeah, and that's a great example of it because there's an expression in my business: the time to build a source is before you need one. Right? Well, in football, the time to solve a problem is before it becomes one. Right?
Yeah.
So you can pick your head up in November and say, "Man, we're really thin at linebacker," or you can see you're thin at linebacker in August and try to address it then. And short of making a trade for someone like Patrick Queen, this is the best you're going to do on the free agent market. I think it made a lot of sense for them to do it then. They were low-cost signings that could have decent reward if one or both of them becomes a contributor.
Hey, and well, I know we're all over the place, but I love it because this is kind of, we're looking at all the stuff that's going to happen for tomorrow night and kind of how the back end of the roster is shaping. Also, I want to hit you with some of the coaching staff, and I've heard some really good things about Matt Patricia, and I don't know how much you've talked to Matt, and but I heard he's been a big help there.
Yeah, I haven't had interaction with him here. I've spoken to him in the past when he's been at different stops. He's someone who Nick Sirianni's stuck his neck out for. Nick specifically wanted him here. You're watching practice, you see him interacting with Sirianni, with some of the other coaches. So he's not just a guy in kind of an advisor position. He's very much a part of what's going on.
Listen, you can say whatever you want about his head coaching tenure, but when you surround yourself, and you lose two coordinators, and you bring in another former head coach and a guy off that tree, a guy who's very smart. I thought that was, and then I was talking to somebody, and they were telling me, about how Patricia's been very active with the staff. They're very pleased.
Yeah, what you don't want when you're a head coach is an echo chamber around you. You want people who are going to have different perspectives on things. Like one thing Nick was really interested in with Patricia, it wasn't just a head coaching experience. It was also learning from that Bill Belichick coaching tree. And, you can talk about what those guys have done as head coaches, but that system, that way of coaching has had a lot of success. And Nick really wanted to tap into it because he hasn't worked in that tree before, and this is as close as he's gotten to it, and he wanted to add some of that to his coaching style.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That really is. All right, so what's the schedule? So we got Saturday night, and then the joint practices. What's the schedule for those?
Yeah, so they have Saturday night, then Monday, Tuesday. Joint practices next week. Kevin Stefanski and the Browns come in.
Yeah.
Those will be good tests for the Eagles. And the Eagles got a lot from those sessions out in Cleveland last year. A game Thursday night next week. I wouldn't expect much in terms of the starters in that game because they're going to get most of the work in the joint practices. And then the following week, the Colts come in for one joint practice and then the final preseason game. So this is all, and that final preseason game is the following Thursday. So this is all confined into a 13-day period.
Do you see the third game maybe getting anything, or do you see not a lot of playing time at all during these games for any of the starters?
I would say not a lot of playing time for these starters just because of these joint practices. Now, if something came up and Nick didn't like what he was seeing, I could see him making a change, but I think, the joint practices, but also, even though Nick wouldn't say this, that hit Jalen took last year, that's still there in that building. When they're wearing the red jersey, you feel much better about your MVP quarterback.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was thinking you probably won't see him at all. Will he take any snaps?
I don't think so. Now, Nick has played them in the past, right? So I don't want to categorically say no, but as long as they get good work in these sessions, I don't think so. Yeah,
I agree with you. Hey, great stuff, Zach, as always, man. A lot of fun, and love picking your brain, man. Keep it up. Keep up the great work.
Appreciate it. Good talking to you.
Love you, buddy. There he is, Zach Berman, Zachariah. Get you set for Eagles football tomorrow night. See, there's things to watch. I love the Ingata. Tunis.
Yeah, it's funny. So I asked Zach, when you were in Italy, Jamie and I had a couple of the beats on right before camp started, and we asked all of them who's going to be the next Paul Turner, right? Who we fall in love with, and Zach gave that name. He said Ingata before camp even started, dude. So he's clearly got an eye on him, and he's getting first team reps all of a sudden. So good eye by Zach for spotting that out early.
Yeah, I think so. And listen, the one thing about Ingata, what I remember him. Because we talked about him at Clemson, and when a guy gets hurt, like that's a perfect value guy.
Yeah.
Who doesn't wind up getting on the field. Look, when you're playing at these programs like Clemson and Georgia and Alabama, the recruits are so thick that all of a sudden, if you're dinged up, you lose your spot. But at one point, you were really, really good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a guy that profiles, right, as an upside guy. All right, we'll take a quick TO. We'll come back. Lots to do. We got TV Todd coming up, your phone calls. We got the 5. I'm going to give the 5 to Tunis as well. 610-632-0975. That's how you join us, Cuz Radio. Tunis right here. 97.5 The Fanatic. And yes, the Bet Parks app has you covered, all things preseason football. Yeah, man, we got preseason football, and if you want to take a little action on preseason football, you got it on the Bet Parks app, right? We had a doubleheader last night. We got a bunch of games tonight. The Eagles Ravens game Saturday night. Now I know they're not going to be playing a lot of teams, but it's pretty high. 6.5 is a pretty big number. Right? So it's actually, let me see where it is right now today on the Bet Parks app. I'm sorry, 4.5 today. So it bet down a little bit to 4.5. And the big brain on Brad actually liked the Eagles. So one of the tricks is when you're looking at preseason football is look at the QB rotations. And when you see the QB rotation, who's going to come in later in the game and you could see it, like they could move the football, right? So the more veteran backup quarterbacks are going to receive playing time is how you go. But they got all kinds of baseball, as you know, right? And all of your regular season futures. It's all right there on the Bet Parks app. Go to betparks.com for all the details, and you can download it right to your phone and have it right at your fingertips. New customers bet $10, you win. You get $125 in sportsbook bonus. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Ohio. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Bills continuing to roll. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by 3 Ice 3-on-3 Pro Hockey. Score tickets for the championship game at the Wells Fargo Center this Saturday for just $10 at 3ice.com. Phils win another series. They take 3 of 4 over the Nationals yesterday, and now they turn their attention to a weekend series with the Twins. Phils, the number 1 team in the wild card standings right now. Full game and a half lead over the Giants, who are in second place, 4 games up with the Chicago Cubs, who are the 3rd team. So Phil's starting to pull away a little bit. Christopher Sanchez will begin to start tonight for the Phillies. We just heard from Zach Berman talking Eagles as the Eagles take on the Ravens tomorrow, preseason week number 1 for the Birds. You can hear Zach Berman as well as Ken Rosenthal again on 97.5thefanatic.com. This update is also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Join Andrew Salchunas tomorrow from 11 to noon at Family and Company Jewelers on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey for a Fan Fest ticket raid. The first 100 people get a pair of tickets for the biggest party of the summer. Complete details at 975thefanatic.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BICEP to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BICEP to 321-321. That's BICEP to 321-321.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pi customer.
As a small business, we're always looking for ways that we can offer the quality product and get some cost savings.
Meet Michelle from J.J. Pfister Distilling Company, a small business in California. When looking for workers' comp coverage tailored to the company's needs, she discovered Pi Insurance.
We heard about Pi Insurance being geared for a small business, gave Pi a call, and ended up switching.
Is your small business overpaying for workers' comp insurance? See how much you could save at trypi.com. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate, so your workers' comp audit experience is simplified.
We saved about 30% off of our workers' comp insurance when we switched to Pi.
It's as easy as pie to get the savings you deserve. What are you waiting for? Ask your agent for Pi, or get a quote in 3 minutes at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
O'Reilly.
Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except the stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Brakes starting to grind? Stop into AAA Car Care and save $25 on any brake service. Now through August 31st. Only at your neighborhood AAA Car Care Center. See store for details or visit AAA.com/mycar.
ESPN analyst and Philadelphia's own Kevin Nagandi joins the Anthony Gargano Show every Thursday at noon to break down and discuss all the headlines in Philly sports. Presented by the Siren ETF Trust, distributor Foreside Financial Services, LLC.
Don't miss a minute this summer at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Eric Church, Saturday, August 26th. Nickelback with Brantley Gilbert, August 29th. Shinedown with Billy Idol and more, Saturday, September 16th. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. Secure box seating and VIP club access today by contacting Philly Premium Seating at LiveNation.com.
In sports, if someone misses their assignment, your team is in deep shit. The same is true for your building's water and wastewater pump system. If one pump goes down, you'll be knee-deep in, well, you get the picture. Trust Pumpman Philly to troubleshoot, repair, rebuild, and maintain the commercial, industrial, or municipal water and wastewater pump system in your building or facility. Call Pumpman Philly at 833-559-PUMP or visit pumpmanphilly.com. Pumpman Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow.
Free. free. Hi, I'm Steven Singer. I have a big announcement. I'm giving away free diamonds. You must be thinking, have I lost my mind? Am I nuts? Well, sort of. They're free lab-grown diamonds. You must be thinking, Steven only sells real, natural, earth-born diamonds. You're right. I would never sell a lab-grown diamond, but I'd give them away because that's what I think they're worth. Free is the most I'd ever charge for a lab-grown diamond. To prove it, tomorrow only, the first 100 guests who visit my showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut get a free half-carat lab-grown diamond. Here's the best part. You don't have to buy anything. That's right, a free half-carat lab-grown diamond. No purchase required. Don't be fooled and pay for a lab-grown diamond. It's happening tomorrow, starting at 12 noon. Be one of the first 100 guests to get a free lab-grown diamond at Steven Singer Jewelers, the other corner of 8th and Walnut.
Terms and conditions apply. WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, 12:52 across the Delaware Valley. Cuz Radio Tunis, as we hang out on this incredible Friday across the Delaware Valley.
Hey, I got a little NBA nugget for you.
Oh, what do we got?
This from Dickie Dunn sent this one in.
Oh, DD.
And it might be music worthy. There was a story in The Athletic regarding one Robert Covington. Rocco. Ew, but whatever.
Right.
Here's a quote from the story. Or not a quote, here's a blurb from it. Covington played at the invite-only pro pickup runs at UCLA facilitated by Rico Hines, who is now on Nick Nurse's coaching staff with the Philadelphia 76ers. Also in attendance, Clippers president Frank Lawrence and 76ers president of basketball operations Daryl Morey. So they're together.
Who else played in that run?
That's a good question. I'll try to dig into it.
You know, I mean, are they looking at Rocco?
Well, Rocco would be a part of this Clippers package.
I know, but you're looking at Rocco as like anybody else of note, maybe from the Clippers. I mean, I don't know. You know that the Clippers are the only place that Harden's going to go.
Yes.
There's no other place. There's no other fit for him. It's really the Sixers who are in the same boat, or the Clippers. They're the only two teams that make any kind of sense for Harden.
Yeah, you haven't even seen a single rumor, like agent-driven rumor,
I know,
that Harden could go anywhere else. The only other team I saw a while ago was Chicago, and that went away in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. A couple things. Justin addresses if you remember, I gave you the scenario way back in the show that if Jalen struggled for some reason and they went 1-3 to start the season,
right?
Would we cheer Jalen the way we cheered Trey Turner?
And I say ovation? Absolutely not. That would not happen.
So Justin says, I disagree about booing Jalen if they started off bad. We should boo him, and I think that's what you would need to hear. Jalen is a mentally tough dude who obviously takes responsibility. If we cheer him when he sucks, I think it would come off as sarcastic and condescending.
So he's saying the person who Jalen Hurts is would almost prefer the boos.
Right.
Because he's been doubted his entire life. What was the sweatshirt he wore?
Right.
Something about doubters.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he does like it. It's a good point.
I don't know, dude. I think you should not. I think you would do the same. You would employ the same strategy that you did Trey Turner.
I don't think Eagles fans would.
All right. My man, Dr. Chung Kim, says in response to the Cowboy fan conversion, there was a guy called earlier And he wanted his buddy to be an Eagle fan.
Yeah.
He had a daughter, and he didn't want to raise the daughter as a Cowboy fan. His name was Lee. Dr. Kim says, 7 years in Tibet, my brother. Conversion takes a long time. Raising his daughters to be 4 for 4 would be a start. Check back in a year. The path to enlightenment needs a sincere effort. Beautifully stated. Agree?
Yeah, I mean, sincere effort is one thing. I say no right off the bat. But, yeah, I mean, this guy can't just be baptized.
Right. Well, that's what he was saying. 7 years in Tibet. Like,
Right.
you gotta earn it.
Yeah.
There's no, like, we're going to take you to a tailgate and throw beer on you and baptize you.
Right, exactly.
Like, that's
now
not
all of a sudden he's an
happening.
Eagles fan. Now he's felt the pain that we felt.
Exactly.
And I haven't even felt that much pain. I've had a good life as an Eagles fan.
Yes, you have. You have had the, In fact, we may go through that next week.
By the way, thank you to Dickie Dunn. He found out other players that were participating.
On top of
He's doing things. He's doing things right back there. I'm proud of him. As trade talks come and go, Covington got to play with younger Clippers teammates such as Terrence Mann, KJ Martin, Bones Highland,
T-Man.
Brandon Boston Jr., and rookie Jordan Miller. They played against the likes of Toronto Raptors Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes, Jalen McDaniels, and that Grady Dick. Also, Sixers players DeAnthony Melton, Paul Reed, and Mo
Grady
Bamba.
Dick.
Grady Dick, bro.
Beautiful Dick. Grady Dick, Dickie Dunn. That's his favorite player. Classic. Chunes, I got to give you the 5.
Oh, yeah, I'm in. What do we got here?
All right, here we go. Question number 1 for you. Give me the last game of historical significance you attended.
Well, the last game would have been 2 nights ago when Michael Lorenzen threw a no-hitter. So I don't have to go too far back, but I'll say my favorite game of significance was 2007 when the Phils clinched the division. And we talked about it a little bit yesterday, the J-Roll 2020-2020. So that was history for him. But for me personally, seeing the Phillies finally break through into the playoffs, that was pretty big for me. So 2007.
Yes, I like that a lot.
But I was at Embiid's first game. So that's a historic moment in Philadelphia.
That's a historical one.
Yeah,
Sure.
bought tickets for that one. So that was kind of cool.
I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let's table it because we're a little late, right? And we got
call our man.
We got Todd coming up now. So we'll do 5 and all of our callers for the big segment. We always have the big segment to end the show. So that'll be coming up. But, of course, every Friday on the program, we always like to visit with our man, TV Todd, to give us what we're watching over the weekend and everything else. I'm a big partaker of TV Todd stuff. So I listen to his recs all the time. Although I got to tell you, he bats like 90, like when I tell you, he probably bats like, 98%. But the show last night, I gave it a shot. I was not that impressed. Todd? I got to tell, I love your stuff. Your stuff is awesome. I gave the shot last night, Special Ops Lioness.
Yep.
I was not, both my wife and I looked at each other and were like, it feels like a network TV show. Overacted, poorly written.
Well, listen, in my defense, what I talked about last week was how that show is breaking all kinds of records. The masses have seemed to really be enjoying it, but your taste is a special level that the masses don't really get to.
In other words, say you're a snobby bastard. Just enjoy the show, you snob.
Well, listen, you're not wrong. But think about the shows that the creators of that show do. they're doing a lot of, NBC, Peacock, like they're doing the Yellowstones, the 1883s, like those they are really network feeling like shows, aren't they?
Yeah, I haven't seen 1883. People tell me it's really good. I haven't seen it. I love the Homeland type of stuff, so I was actually really interested in this. And but the first episode, I gotta tell you, I was looking at my wife and I were like, "Are you kidding me with this? This writing's just horrible. It was terrible."
Usually, you give me a late night text where you're like, "Todd, what the H with this one?"
Normally you're outrageous. Like your work, your stuff is awesome. This one I was like, I'm flushing it. We said, should we watch another one? I said, well, give it another one because maybe it gets better. And it just, the acting was just atrocious. Like the writing was just awful. And I loved Homeland. Like I loved it. Yeah. And the writing for Homeland was amazing. The acting was unbelievable. Like I felt like this was the CIA.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, but let's follow your thread here for a second here, because this is what you and I do when we talk privately. We go from one thing to the next connected. Homeland was one of your favorite shows, right? So
right.
You're a big Damian Lewis fan, right?
Yes.
So listen, this is a big week in the Damian Lewis world, and I got to tell you, I haven't been excited for a season premiere this excited in a long time. So one of my favorite shows is now entering its 7th and final season this weekend. It starts again. Billions. And
yes.
Billions really got swallowed up a little bit by Succession. But at the end of the day, Billions was the show that I could not live without prior to Succession. And it's back. It's back for its 7th and final season. And the reason I mentioned Damian Lewis, who was the star of the show for 5 out of the last 6 seasons, he is back for the final season.
Oh, wow.
So it's big. It's actually big because he left. You know what? I don't know if you know why he left last season, but he left last season because his wife, unfortunately, tragically passed away from cancer. And his wife, you know her, cuz, Aunt Paul from Peaky Blinders.
Oh, I loved Aunt Polly.
Aunt Polly's one of the best characters in television history.
She reminded me of my Aunt Cookie, Aunt Polly. I loved her. I'm serious. Like she was awesome, Aunt Polly.
She was so awesome on Peaky that I literally considered maybe the show, maybe it's over. Maybe it's over because of her not being there. And they did a nice job paying tribute to her. But Damian Lewis, he left Billions in the last season to obviously deal with, personal issues.
Oh, wow.
And he's back. He is back for the final season to battle Paul Giamatti to the finish. I mean, the show is amazing. And for any of your listeners who haven't watched it, go back, first season, first episode, and just binge that thing because it is incredible.
You know what's funny? I full disclosure, I watched, maybe a half dozen episodes, and I never really took to it.
What? Cuz you're just off. You're just off right now. That one I'm shocked about. The writing is fantastic.
No, I know it. Listen, I know. I got to go back and I could have been just in a like. Sometimes you know how it is. Sometimes you're not in a good spot. Like Tam loves it. My wife loves the show. My buddy Bobby loves the show. A lot of people love that show. So I know it's a great show. I just got to go back and just kind of get into it.
Yeah. It's one of the few shows that when the new season comes out, I will go back and I will binge watch the prior season again. So I've watched every season of that show twice. And I can't wait. I'm so happy that that's premiering Sunday night. So that's
that's
great.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm excited about that. And you know what's funny? Like earlier in the week, we talked on Friday, and then earlier in the week, I was looking at what was coming out in TV this week, and I was thinking, all right, we got Billions, but, everything seems a little like there doesn't seem to be a lot of activity in the film and TV world. Maybe the streamers and the networks are saving some content for the pipeline because of the strike, now entering its, 100th day or something like that. But then all of a sudden, I started to see some light at the end of the tunnel for this week. So I think for your listeners, there are really some good stuff in addition to Billions, which is highlighting the weekend. But there's a series that is out on Netflix today, and it's a 6-episode series called Painkiller, and it is the story, another story of Purdue Pharma and the opioid crisis, and how it became what it became, and how, their legal troubles started, due to, selling OxyContin and stuff like that. So that actually is on today. It's a scripted series.
Oh,
it
wow.
stars Matthew Broderick. He's the star of it. And Uzu Adoba from Orange is the New Black. So it's an awesome cast. And, I love the series on Hulu called Dope Sick with Michael Keaton. I think we talked about it on an episode a year ago or something like that. But it's the same kind of thing. It talks about the Sackler family, the opioid crisis, how it took hold of America. And there's no lack of content with this kind of tragic story. And I'm really intrigued to see Matthew Broderick in this role, because the Sackler family are like, they're the ultimate bad people. So
right. No, they're evil. Those people are evil. There's a special place in hell for those people.
Absolutely. And so that came out today, and I know not everybody agrees with me on this, but I am so happy when a series is put out and every episode is available. I just love it. So that comes out today. And then also, this is an interesting, I think you're going to like this, because I'm excited about this. There's a series that's going to be on HBO, and I think it starts on Sunday, but it's a 3-part series, and it's called Telemarketers. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, so what this is a couple guys 20 years ago worked as telemarketers, and what they were doing was basically making phone calls to raise money for charitable organizations. But it was not necessarily on the up and up. So these guys started filming themselves back 20 years ago. And it starts off where, you're kind of in there with them it's basically like a Boiler Room or a Wolf of Wall Street type situation.
Oh, I love the Boiler Room.
Booze, drugs, debauchery. They're making phone calls. They're making lots of money, right? And it's all being documented. And it eventually leads over 20 years where these guys go to the United States Senate and they expose a $1 billion telemarketing scam. And so this is 20 years of them filming, and it's now being released by the Safdie brothers, who did Uncut Gems, and Danny McBride, who's, one of the greatest. Danny McBride's one of the greatest content creators ever.
Dude, he's the great. Danny McBride's the greatest. Yep.
The greatest. So that comes out this weekend, and I've been really excited to see that. That sounds really, really cool and interesting.
Wow, that does sound like a great idea. I would be in on that. I completely on that.
Yeah, because listen, if you're like me, you love that Wall Street Boiler Room, Wolf of Wall Street type. When things are going well and the partying going crazy, and then it comes crashing down.
You know what? Do you remember Boiler Room? How good? What's his name was? The Giovanni Ribisi.
Amazing.
Was really good. And what's funny? His career then just went downhill completely.
Yeah, you don't see him a lot, and I agree with you. I mean, back in the day, Boiler Room was, that movie was, what was that movie? 2000 maybe, early 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
When
it's a great story.
That was out, he was talked about as one of the greatest actors of his generation, and maybe he is. Maybe he is, but you're right. He doesn't do a lot these days. You don't hear a lot about him. That's a movie, though, Boiler Room, that whenever it's on cable and I flip by
click and stick.
I stop. Yes.
Stone click and stick. I'm on it. Yeah.
Yep. 100%. So
I even like Affleck in it too.
I know. Now, when I first watched that, you probably would. I was saying like, he's trying to be like the Alec Baldwin character in Glengarry Glen Ross, which you know. But
ABC.
Then it grew on me. It totally grew on me. I love that film.
Yeah, I did too. I did. I liked it. Hey, what do you hear about? We were talking about this. Came up during the show. Gladiator 2. Apparently, that's coming out.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that. I mean, like, you know, when I hear something like that, I probably feel the way you do. It's like, it's probably gonna fizzle out.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Chunas brought up a great point. Chunas, tell him about the sequel. Like, right? I mean, tell him what you said about the sequel.
You got to watch it, right? Because if it's a movie that you love that much, you're going to watch it. You might ultimately get disappointed, but you got to watch it. You can't just be like, you can't not watch it out of fear that it's going to stink.
No, I would never not watch a movie because critics or people in advance tell me or predict that it's not going to be good, or because it's a sequel. I would. It's good. Listen, it'll make a lot of money and people will watch it. It's very difficult to do a sequel, but I mean that one. I mean Ridley Scott's directing it, right? I mean,
yes.
Ridley
I love Ridley Scott. You know.
Yeah, like isn't Denzel in it?
Denzel is in it too. And Russ. Oh, Denzel's in Gladiator 2. I'm definitely saying, are you kidding me? I would definitely be in then. I'm in it regardless.
He's in it. Pedro Pascal. I mean, it's got a good cast.
That's got to be outrageous.
Yeah, it's got good bones, but sticking the landing on a sequel to a legendary movie is very
Dude, Dick, you're right. Denzel's in it. It's like, this cast is unbelievable.
Yeah. And to Tunis's point, I absolutely will watch it. I long ago stopped really not going to a film or not watching a film because of a critic. I realized I've seen films over the years I love that critics give it 0 stars.
Wow, I'm with you. I'm in, man. I'm in on that. That's cool. All right, brother. As always, a great stuff. You're the best. If people want to reach you, what's the best way?
Well, I guess I got to say X now, not Twitter. I'm on X at Todd Schill, TODDSHILL.
There he is, TV Todd. Hit him up, man. He's a wealth of information, and he'll advise you on all great things to watch. Cuz Radio with Chunas back for a final big healthy segment. We'll get the phone lines cooking. You take the 5, you'll get FanFest tickets if you take the 5. That's all coming up next. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio Chunas 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Phil's Twins of Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Phil's completed another win of a series when they beat the Nationals yesterday. So they take 3 of 4, and now they begin a weekend series with the Minnesota Twins in South Philadelphia. Phil's the top wildcard team right now, 1.5 lead over the San Francisco Giants. Eagles have their first preseason game tomorrow against the Baltimore Ravens. We talked with Zach Berman earlier today. You can hear that again on 97.5thefanatic.com. This update is also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic. 97.5 The Fanatic's Fan Fest 2023 with FanDuel. Make every moment more. It's the biggest party of the year for Philadelphia sports fans. Saturday, August 26th at Xfinity Live, our 10th anniversary. Featuring tropical beach paradise, soccer darts, wiffle ball arena, escape rooms, rock walls, mechanical shark, dunk tanks, exotic sports cars, the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. All the Fanatic hosts, former Sixer Lou Williams, the Flyer Scott Hartnell, and very special guest, Super Bowl 52 MVP, number 9 quarterback.
How's everyone doing?
Nick Foles. The That's not all. For the first time ever, 2 live concert performances featuring opening act Ray Stremmerd. 97.5 The Fanatic's 10th anniversary Fan Fest with FanDuel. Make every moment more. Saturday, August 26th. Keep listening for ticket giveaways and ticket rates. Must be 21 or older to attend. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey, it's Jen Scordo. Women's soccer is on the world stage, and there's no better place to get in on all the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, in partnership with Valley Forge. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Just go to FanDuel.com/Scordo to join today. Now, despite the crazy time differences with the games, how fun has this World Cup been so far? The women's matches are just so entertaining. There are daily specials for all the games, a parlay builder, and you can bet on team futures too. There are just a ton of options on FanDuel, so check them all out. And don't miss your chance to get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Just go to FanDuel.com/Scordo to sign up and make every moment more with FanDuel.
21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you hear the words cancer research, what do you think of? Do you think of clinical trials, new treatment protocols? Well, I think of all the lives that are going to be saved, like mine will be. Let me tell you something. The next big cancer breakthrough is out there. That's why I'm proud to have teamed up with the American Association for Cancer Research since we launched The John Kincaid Show, and now they've launched the John Kincaid Scholarship Fund that supports the next generation of cancer research scientists. As a 2-time cancer survivor, soon to be a 3, I've seen what happens when research teams have the opportunity and the resources to explore their ideas. This will be my 3rd cancer journey, and I'm aware the treatments and protocols that I will benefit from originated with an idea, a theory, a scientist, a researcher, and I'm not taking it for granted. When you donate to the John Kincaid Scholarship Fund, you're going to help young minds follow in the footsteps to be able to help others enjoy the same dream that I have right now. Discover the next big cancer breakthrough by helping out with the AACR. AACR.org/fanatic, and I certainly appreciate it. AACR.org/fanatic, because cancer research saves lives.
I was just at Wawa, and I think I experienced a panini paradox.
A panini paradox?
Yeah, you see, clearly the bacon mac and cheese with its crispy bacon and toasty bread is the most delicious panini on the menu.
Obviously.
But then, so is the Southwest Chipotle Chicken Panini with its melty cheese and crunchy bread.
Panini paradox!
Try a breakfast or lunch panini today and see for yourself. Only at Wawa. Wawa Rechargers are energy drinks for everyday doers. For the collectors of seashells and the hikers of mountain trails. You're swinging into summer one hammock at a time and not afraid to take it to the next level. You're out there every day, waking up and doing stuff, and that takes energy. So whether you're biking or barbecuing, Wawa's new Rechargers have customizable energy to help you power through the day ahead. Get energy for every day with new Wawa Rechargers. Gotta have a Wawa.
Individual rates, coverage, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. Hey, small business owner, when's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But some don't check their rate often. Did you know rates can vary? In fact, taking 3 minutes to check your rate with Pi Insurance could save you up to 30%. Just go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for you with no hassle or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could save you money. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi, or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals these secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-909-4747. 800-909-4747. 800-909-4747.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, save 10% on select concrete mix when you buy 1 pallet or more. Plus, earn 3 times the bonus points per dollar on select Spider Power Tool accessories. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Discount reflected in contractor pack pricing and must purchase 1 pallet or more of same item to be eligible. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 9/1.
It'll be Patty time when 3 Ice 3-on-3 Pro Hockey wraps up its second season Saturday, August 12th at 1 p.m. at the Wells Fargo Center. One lucky team will be crowned 3 Ice champions and hoist the Patcher Cup right here in Philly. For a limited time, Fanatic listeners can be part of all the championship weekend action with tickets for just $10. Go to 3ice.com to take advantage of this special offer. The speed, the skill, and nonstop hockey action. It's overtime all the time. It's the best part of hockey. 3 Ice.
You're so beautiful. Every time I walk by, I take a peek, but have to look away. One day, I'll face my fear.
Sir, who are you talking to?
Daydreaming about your dream car? Not anymore. With us, it's reality.
Start living the dream at Apollo Auto Sales, the best used cars in New Jersey. See the inventory and get trade-in values online today at apollopreowned.com.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now. More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, 122 across the Delaware Valley. Buzz Radio Tunis on this fabulous Friday. We got Eagles football. You know what I want to hear from somebody that's going to tell me they're going to be down the shore and they're going to be set to watching Eagles football Saturday night, tomorrow night, 7:00. One of my happiest places from childhood. Wildwood at the Sun Deck Apartments, right across from the ball field, diagonal from Convention Hall, and the Barefoot Bar was at the corner of the Oceanic. It was the Oceanic Hotel, the Sun Deck, and the A&A. And then there was a liquor store with Old Philadelphia Bar.
That's awesome.
I remember the whole block in Wildwood. And it was right across from the street from the ball field. And it was the happiest of happy places.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You and I share the love of the preseason football down the shore. I was always down final week of August, first week of September, the Labor Day special. And it was always Eagles-Jets.
Yeah,
I watched Eagles-Jets at whatever shore house we stayed at for 15 years.
I mean, absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it, man. Nothing like it, dude. Nothing like it. Just go in and wow, man, that was the best. That was the best, dude. Absolutely. All right, let's go with the 5. Excuse me, I'm messing my numbers up. Let's go with the 5, and let's do that, and then we'll open up the phone lines again. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975 is how you reach us. Take the 5. You get FanFest tickets. So the first question was the game of historical significance. And you went on that this is off of the no-hitter that you were in attendance of the other night, the Lorenzen no. And then you were also at a couple other pretty interesting games, including Joel Embiid's first game, Tuna.
Yeah, that was really cool against the Thunder. Me and my buddy made a point to buy tickets for that one. We sat, I remember it was dead center court. At the very tippy top of the Wells Fargo Center, head was touching the ceiling. So that was a cool experience to see Joel Embiid's first game. But yeah, the one that really comes to my mind a lot is 07 when the Phils clinched the division. That was the whole Mets and Marlins thing, and The Marlins had the early lead before the Phillies even started.
Glavine got rocked.
And then the Phils win. J-Roll had the 2020, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful day. And, little Chunas finally saw the Phils get into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. My man Joe Z, him and his brother will be at the Princeton in Avalon watching the game.
Oh, how about that? That's awesome.
Very cool. My man, speaking of Sixers, my man Rob LaScala, he goes, I already cleared it with the family. I'm going to Sixers Heat on Christmas Day. You got to love that, Robbie. That's fantastic. Already on board. Said no presents. We're going to do Sixers.
I love that.
Christmas Day. And then we'll go over to the Eagles afterwards. So that's a nice day right there. Question number 2 is Eagles and Ravens tomorrow night. What are you watching, Chunas?
I missed it. Did Zach say anything about Juergens?
No.
So if he's playing, I'm watching Cam Juergens and how he lines up. Because if there is something I am concerned about with this team is whether or not Cam Juergens can play right guard. He's not a traditional guard. Right? Like he's Jason Kelsey's replacement, and I get getting him on the field because you don't want him taking 2 years before he even gets on the field because Kelsey's back. But that's something to pay attention to during the season. If somebody's lined up, he's a small dude. He's under 300 pounds.
I know.
So I'm watching Cam Juergens, how he holds up.
I like it. Question number 3, and this is something we were talking about because you texted me yesterday, Jude, in exclamation marks. New Deli, Danny's Deli, just had the cheesesteak, and you were excited. So all of that text message that you sent me, I want you to highlight something new in addition. Could be a new business like you just did, a new product, a new show, a new song, whatever it is, something new to highlight.
Oh, well, then that's my answer. Right there.
You got it.
Yeah.
It was a good answer. I was. Danny's Deli. He did it. All right. Question number 4. You asked me this question the other day. We never really dive into it. And that is, you get an item from a TV movie character and another item you could snare from an athlete.
I don't know why this came to my mind. You know me, I'm not a big movie and TV guy, but I'm usually a guy who once I've seen one movie, if I like it, I'll watch it a million times. And dude, for some reason, I got to thinking of Goodfellas and the pink Cadillac.
Oh, wow.
I would love to have
That's
that
cool.
in the driveway.
It was convertible. Look at that.
Yeah.
She's a beauty.
It's under my mother's It's under my mother's name. I would love that car. I mean, clean the blood up first, because they got whacked in the car.
Yes.
But that'd be a pretty cool car to have.
You
drive
take
around.
the pink Cadillac.
Because I'm not a big car guy. Like, I'm going to drive my Honda Civic until that thing can't move anymore. But I always love when somebody has the old car on the highway.
Yes. Yeah.
You see it a lot down the shore.
Yes.
And I go, you know what? That would be freaking cool to have one day. And so the pink caddy, that'd be cool.
I like it. That's a great answer.
Then the player.
My man, real quick, my man R. Delgado says, I want the UB thermos from Hubie Halloween, the Adam Sandler movie.
I know the movie that he's talking about. It was such a goofy movie. This isn't from a specific athlete, and I'll be honest, dude, I don't know what happened to it. I imagine somebody from the NFL scooped it up, and it's probably in Canton. But you know what I would love? If I could pick anything in the world? The final ball thrown, Super Bowl 52 that hit the ground.
Oh, dude, that's a phenomenal answer.
Could you imagine you have that on the mantle? The
yes,
ball
that's
that
a
hit
phenomenal
the ground.
answer.
That hung up.
How's everybody doing? He'll be on the show on Monday, by the way.
It's exciting. But the ball Brady throws, Gronk's there. It falls, and then Al Michaels, you hear the tears of Al Michaels because his bet did not hit.
Dude, that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
And give me 3. That's the last one, right?
The last thing is give me 3. Ravens.
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and that Jamal Lewis.
Dude, very strong, bro.
Tony Saragusa.
Coming up strong with your Ravens. Hey, I want to get this thing in here. This is the fan thing that we've been talking about today. Billy Runs Philly chimes in because I think what gets forgotten, especially by the national media, is historically we're a lunch pail, blue-collar city where guys get paid a lot less, would be fired for not performing. My dad, God bless, hell of a mechanic, but the hospital would have cared less if he was a nice guy or if he was trying. If he couldn't fix things, he would have gotten fired. I think over the last 25 years, the only person who has a case for being treated unfairly is Peace.
Absolutely. He strikes out too much.
I think it was the frustration at the outside pitch and him being so far from the plate. The fans didn't see him try to fix that. With that said, I really think it was only Schmitty and the national media who think we're jagaloons.
I like the Ryan
Jagaloon
Howard
is
thing.
a great word.
The Ryan Howard thing always, like, I laugh at it because he hit his MVP season, dude. He hit 313.
Right.
Kyle Schwarber's hitting like 106. Like, think about that for a second.
Right.
He hits 313, and we ripped the guy. And then the 199 strikeouts, which led the league in 2007, that's almost nothing anymore.
Wow.
Kyle Schwarber this season, I'm sorry to just be bashing Schwarber. Schwarber's already at 151 strikeouts, which leads the league. Last year, he had 200.
Yeah, dude, you're spot on, man.
And the 199 also came with 47 home runs, 136 ribbies, not Schwarber's 40 home runs and 80 ribbies, 26 doubles, 142 hits. Like, come on, 107 walks.
Yeah, dude.
His OBP was almost 400.
Yeah,
we celebrate Schwarber's at 313.
I know. Yeah, that's ridiculous. No, it's a great point. Great point. All right, let's go back to the lines. Ryan, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What do you say, Rye?
What's going on, brother?
How you doing, pal?
I'm doing all right. In business, I end up in Texas every now and then, and we spoke during the World Series. I remember you said you needed some medication, and I'm like, write me a prescription because I need some of whatever you can get to help alleviate the anxiety. Here I am again, business in enemy territory. I got my red not working, so I'm not dressed up, but I got my red shirt on and taking the slack taking everything on the chin, all the trash talk. But it's all good and it's all in good fun. Just real quick about the whole Turner thing and Aaron Nola thing. I think with Turner, the whole thing is like he knows he's sucking, and it takes a man to admit and to be humble to say, I know I suck and I know I should play better. And I'm not saying that's like the main reason why, but I definitely think that probably has something to do with it. And in all reality, numbers, he should come out of his slump, and it looks like it's happening, any day now, I would think.
Right.
And I'm obviously all counting on that. And then with Nola, it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, all right, he had one good. I mean, me in the playoffs, all right, fine. He got us the World Series, but when we needed him to show up, he vanished. He totally vanished in the World Series, and it was painful. And then this season, he's not really doing well. I mean, the money that he might be getting, $100 million or something, to play the way he's playing right now, it's a little crazy. And I think one of the reasons why he comes, I don't know, my perception of him is he kind of comes off that his poop doesn't stink. And
right.
Like, I should play better, or I need to play better, or, I didn't play well, I'm not saying be a man, but like, if you don't play well, Philly, we respect people that call it like it is and say for what it is. If you're not playing well, you need to play better. Just be a man and step up to the plate. So I think those are two, not main factors, but definitely contributing factors to that whole kind of scenario a little bit.
You know what? Listen, I think that's strong. I do. I think you're right about that. I think part of it is that, Turner kind of threw himself, especially after he lost the game on that play in the field. He kind of put, he bared his soul almost, like. We again, Philly, we appreciate people who step up. Now the Birds, I'm super pumped for this year. I mean, it's either Super Bowl or bust, in my opinion. I don't really think there's any. I mean, we might lose 3 games. There might be 1 game. We might blow it, whatever. But I'm so pumped up for this season because Ertz, he never fumbles, and he fumbled. Our defense was at the bed 2 times, and in the red zone. All that never happens. Now, granted, the referee did suck, and the field did suck. I'm not blaming that, but that did kind of have a little influence in it. But you should never ever leave the game to be in the hands of the ref or the field, quote unquote. But I'm so pumped up for the Birds this year, baby. I cannot wait to see how well they do, and I know they're going to do well. I know, dude. I feel the same way. I'm with you. It's going to be a fun ride. And the beauty is we all got the fever, right? So we had the football fever. The Phillies fever. And now, Eagles will be starting. And it's the same thing, man. It's going to be incredible. Great stuff, brother. Appreciate it. This is interesting. I'm trying to find the why this was said. But Larry Bird, thanks to my man Ace Man, Larry Bird said he compared Andrew Toney to Michael Jordan. With the exception of Michael Jordan, I have never been more afraid of an opponent at the shooting guard position than Andrew Toney. Listen to this. To me, there wasn't much of a difference between the two when it came to sheer ability to score. Michael always had to come off more picks until they moved him to point guard, whereas Andrew would just throw his guy off and go. Just when the Sixers really needed a basket is exactly when Andrew Toney would get it, and that man could pass a basketball. There was one All-Star game when Andrew was making bullet passes. Players were cutting down the lane, and he would thread the needle every time. Andrew Toney was a total player. That's from Larry Bird.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it's in his book, Drive, the story of my life.
So it just came out? The Bird book? Wow.
I don't know. I'll try to find out when it came out.
I don't know why, because there was a story posted today.
Publication date, 1990.
I don't know why. I don't know why that was posted today, though. That's weird. But there was a story on it today. Let's go to Drew. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hey, Drew.
What's up, brother?
What you doing, Drew? What's happening?
I talked to you and Chunas. He remembers Doobies with Drew, I'm sure. Remember?
Oh, yeah, at Live Casino.
Yes, sir.
Doobies with
Drew. That's a future show at the station.
Because I'm a 4-time cancer survivor. Every time I leave Penn, I call you while I'm smoking a joint to let you know what happened.
God bless you, brother. God bless you.
And I don't drink and do drugs, but I'll smoke a joint with you, brother.
God bless you, man. God bless you is right.
But listen, let me fill out my day. Yes, the no-hitter, if you did not get the chills or just there's something wrong with you during that whole game, especially the last couple of 3 innings, seeing the parents, seeing the kids, and it was just amazing. Then the young kid, first at bat, it's a home run. That got swept under the rug a little bit, and then Castellanos with the 2 home runs. Man, that was a hell of a night, wasn't it? It's hard to duplicate something like that, cuz.
Oh my God, it was incredible. I mean, it was one of those nights that it does. It was amazing because of what you say. The first hit, right? That's a home run. The 2 home runs by Castellanos, the 200, and a no-hitter. I mean, it was just incredible.
I knew you had the chills. I know you did.
Oh, all night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still. I mean, it's just. I'm a diehard all Philadelphia, but the Eagles. I'm a Dolphins fan. That's what I'm going to talk about too. I'm going to the game when they play the Eagles. I'll be behind the end zone with the Burns family. You know the Burns family. They're the ones with the arrow for a field goal or a kick. Remember seeing it behind the end zone? The green arrow. Shooting?
I don't know, brother.
I know what you're talking about.
But that's them. I'll be at the game. Question: Dolphins have a chance this year to go to the Super Bowl?
I mean, the problem with them is well, not only that. I mean, they're in. You got to deal with the Tua situation.
Yes.
Can he stay healthy?
Yes.
That's because listen, you're going to be as good as your offense can be.
Right.
So it comes down to Tua. And then the other issue is that AFC is just filled with minefields. I mean, it's
crazy. We got the best wide receivers in football. I think you know that.
Yeah, well, I mean, sure, Tyreek Hill and Waddle. I mean, you got two stuff.
You know what? Defense wins championships. You know.
I don't know anymore. I think offense wins.
You think?
Yeah, I do.
That was an old school saying. Defense wins championships.
I know. I think it's offense now, my brother. I do. I think you got to be able to go down and score at will. And
yes.
You know, I mean, that's the bottom line. But listen, I would not pick the Dolphins. I mean, it's your squad, so I wish you luck. I just think that AFC is nasty, brother.
Yes. It's been, playoffs, they got to go up to Buffalo in the snow, you know. But
then you got in that division, and thanks for the call. We appreciate it, babe. The other problem that you face is that AFC East. Like, look, the Jets are going to be no joke. Like, Rodgers is going to have a good year. He's got weapons around him. He's got a good, decent defense. I think the Jets are legitimate. The Bills are still the Bills. And, you still got Belichick at some point. I mean, that division's nasty.
You in for doobies with Drew?
Sure.
It was, I remember he came up to me and Bob. We were doing beers with Bob at the live casino. And he said, how about after beers with Bob is done, we do doobies with Drew?
Yeah, I without a doubt.
Be a hit show.
Yeah, doobies with Drew, without a doubt. Drew and doobies, I love it. You agree? Are you a Dolphins man?
I think they're going to put up some ridiculous numbers early on again, and then we'll see what happens.
I'm not a Tua guy.
They got to stay healthy. I know. Neither am I. But he did. He doesn't have to do too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, throw it over the middle, and Hill's got his guy beat, and then let him do the rest of the work. I'd be interested to see what his yards per attempt were, and then how much yak those guys had, which added to his statistics.
I mean, listen, they're a dynamic team. I look at that division is a wicked division. I mean, the whole AFC. I mean, you got three teams in the East that could win it, right? Bills, Jets, and Dolphins. You would agree?
Yep.
Look at the North. You got, if Cleveland came back and Deshaun Watson had a monster year, would you be surprised?
No, I wouldn't be. As much as I hate to say it, because, Deshaun.
You got
a really great guy.
Right, exactly. But you would be like, well, you got this. You have the Ravens, right? Like, so you got them to do. Like, they're going to be nasty to deal with. You got you got Jacksonville and Doug. You got the West with Kansas.
You never know with
Chiefs.
Denver. What if Peyton fixes Russ?
Right, because he said that it was a joke. Right? Like, that whole thing was a joke of a coach in Hackett. I mean, that AFC is just wicked. The Bengals, I didn't even bring up the Bengals, who are, get back there twice in a row to the championship game.
Yeah, the head coach, not the most promising news for Burrow. He said the other day, originally I told you several weeks, and maybe several weeks from several weeks.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not really a timetable yet, but
yeah, that's not good. If any, again, if he misses half the year, then you stick a fork in him because it's all Burrow.
Let me see what the.
But that's a big deal. Hey, you do that. I'll go to Archie You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Arch.
Oh, he dropped. By the way, Trevor Siemian. Ew. It's his backup.
Ew, Trevor Siemian?
These guys just keep getting jobs, dude.
Isn't it amazing, the backup quarterback and how those guys keep getting jobs?
They just keep getting jobs, man.
Trevor Siemian?
Like, he stinks.
Yeah, he blows.
Like, he's just he's really bad at football. He should not have a job.
Yeah.
That's when we go back to the Wentz conversation.
Right.
Like, if you're desperate, he's better than Trevor Siemian.
Yeah. Wow, that's bad. Let's talk to Kringle. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Kringle.
Hey, what's going on there, Anthony?
Yo. What's happening, Kringle?
I'm just calling to talk in about, Wildwood Days and NFL football on live TV on Saturday night.
Will you be watching?
I will be watching right by the bay at the pool, my man, watching it in the backyard.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm so hyped up for this game on Saturday night.
It sounds stupid, right? Because it's a preseason game. But you're right. Down the shore, football, it's just what it means, what it symbolizes.
It doesn't get any better than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. That's fantastic, dude. Are you kidding me? That's fantastic.
I can't wait. The weather's going to be beautiful. The boats are going to be flowing by. The beer's going to be flowing. And balls
right
are
on
going to
the
be
bay.
flying.
Ah, dude, you're going to be. Is that the, was it Knights of Venice too?
What's that?
On the boats? When isn't that something?
I think that was last week.
That was last week?
That was 2 weeks ago. It was Christmas in July on the boats on the bay. We were actually out there.
Oh, that sounds like a fun time. That sounds like a good time, man.
Oh, it's awesome. All the boats are all decorated with all the lights and everything. It's awesome out there. Great.
Oh, dude, that's great. That's going to be great. Watching the game right on the bay. You're living, kid. I love it, Crandall.
Man. I love your show. Love listening to you guys. I listen to John Kincaid every morning. I mean, you guys keep me going every day, man.
Thanks, Kringle. You're the best. Have one for me Saturday night, all right?
I will. Shout out to the FOP boys.
FOP fellas. You got
Let's go, Matt Savage. Let's go.
Dude, that's a nice time on the bay, watching the birds.
Hey, no need to figure out if he had a Philadelphia accent or not.
Oh, I love it.
He was great.
Yeah.
Boats.
yeah.
Watching the boats with the boys.
Yeah, with the birds. Yeah.
By the way, don't forget what we're watching today. 3 o'clock, first pitch, Media Little League.
Oh, yes.
3 o'clock today.
This is the big game today.
Move on. They're playing DC again, the team they just trounced 16-3.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's fantastic.
It's a little afternoon viewing.
I love it. I'm in. By the way, you know what today marks, too? There's a celebration all over the world. EPL. Serie A. The Bundesliga. Soccer's back. It's a little EPL action this weekend.
Go Tottenham.
Little Serie A.
Come on, you Spurs.
So we got a little.
I watched one game last year.
Did you? You were all about the Spurs. You were all about
man, that was my squad. I watched the first game, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Go Spurs.
You rewatched Ted Lasso more than you watched the live action.
That's absolutely factually correct. Yes.
Let's go to Deep in these streets. Black Gritty BG.
What up, cousin? Hit you with a little baby. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. So I'll be watching tomorrow. I really just called in just to reiterate the end of the show. One, I love you and Tunas because you keep it real. Like, Philadelphia is the greatest fan base in the world for sports, for all their sports. Like, now we're including soccer into it. Like, hey, come into the family, bro. People out here don't know about soccer, and they're trying to learn and get into it. You know what I mean? I'm Black Gritty, and I'm not going to lie and act like I'm Mr. Hockey, but I've gotten more into it, got my daughter into it, like learning. And we're hard on people because we care. I've traveled all across this country, bro, trying to get people to go see games, and they don't want to come out. They only support the baseball. They only support the football. Like here, it's all year round, 4 for $4, 5 for $5, 6 for $6. You want to come to the city? We're adding you. So again, passion. And anybody outside the club, you can't get in. You don't know what it's like. So writing about Philadelphia fans and how they do this or that, I see people getting drunk and getting in fights coast to coast, Key West to Key Largo. So I don't want to hear nothing about that. All I know is that when we stand up and cheer a dude on, it's not because we're soft. It's because we realize, hey, we're human beings, and sometimes people have a bad day. Brian Dawkins is out here talking about mental illness and awareness and things that went on with him when he first started his career, and I know nobody in this world would stand there, man, in his face and tell him he's soft. Nobody. Okay?
Amen.
So just remember, when you're out here talking hardcore in these streets, on the phone, on the radio, or if you're writing articles about Philadelphia, come up here and try it if you want to. You can get a cheesesteak and a knuckle sandwich for free. You know what I mean? It's what we do. It's how we live. 4 for $4, 5 for $5, 6 for $6. Cuz and the young Thundercat out in these streets. Y'all
way to go, brother.
I love you guys. And on my way out, you know what it is.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. We love you, buddy. That's fantastic. All right, that's going to do for us. Listen, stay tuned. Best show ever coming your way next. We love you guys. Have a great weekend, okay? Watch the birds. Enjoy yourselves. And we'll be back on Monday.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies win another series. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Phillies beat the Nationals yesterday 6-2 for another series win. They take 3 of 4 against the Nationals. Trey Turner goes yard. Go-ahead 2-run home run. That's his 7th straight game with a hit. So Turner now all of a sudden red hot. Maybe the ovations help. Zach Berman joined Anthony earlier today to talk about the Eagles, who take on the Ravens tomorrow, preseason week number 1 for the Birds. Keep it locked here in The Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Free. Hi, I'm Steven Singer. I have a big announcement. I'm giving away free diamonds. You must be thinking, have I lost my mind? Am I nuts? Well, sort of. They're free lab-grown diamonds. You must be thinking, Steven only sells real, natural, earth-born diamonds. You're right. I would never sell a lab-grown diamond, but I'd give them away because that's what I think they're worth. Free is the most I'd ever charge for a lab-grown diamond. To prove it, tomorrow only, the first 100 guests who visit my showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut get a free half-carat lab-grown diamond. Here's the best part. You don't have to buy anything. That's right, a free half-carat lab-grown diamond. No purchase required. Don't be fooled and pay for a lab-grown diamond. It's happening tomorrow, starting at 12 noon. Be one of the first 100 guests to get a free lab-grown diamond at Steven Singer Jewelers, the other corner of 8th and Walnut.
Terms and conditions apply.
Goodbye, Jeep Summer of Savings.
Hello.
Gary Barbera's countdown to kickoff. If you miss this one, you're walking right, Birds Coach Nick.
Hey, this is Coach Sirianni. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
Follow that bear, because right now, new Barbera Jeeps are a flat 15% off.
Philadelphia's Credit Connect.